All right. Welcome back, everyone, on the SCA Smash Championship for Smash Legends 2025. Today, we have some electrifying, exciting matches that we are going to watch, especially, those ones that are very, very strong, especially have seen their performance yesterday and has made it to the top 8. And already now we have Tukiman versus Red Devil for the first match. But before everything starts, I would like to thank everyone, especially the sponsors, 5 Min Lab, Ferzal, KG666, Jenny, Metacurve, and many more that already participated into this beautiful tournament. I cannot thank you enough, and I always appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, everyone that has been here from the start until today. And now, without further ado, I would like to introduce myself, Booty, as the casters, and as well Chris over here is going to be accompanying me for the night. Come on, Chris, say hello.
Hey guys, it's been a heated night last night, and well, for now it's the semifinal. Is it the
Mm-hmm.
semifinal? I think
It's
it's a
the lowest
semifinal.
bracket top eight.
Yes, lower bracket top eight. It's gonna be hell of a fight we're having tonight. Let's see what each team will be cooking tonight, eh?
Mm-hmm. And without further ado, I think we're going to start on the draft picks. The blue team over here, Tsukiman from the Feth clan, actually has the higher seed, which leads them to have the first ban. I think we've seen a lot of characters being banned, especially characters such as Briar, characters such as I think Robin as well has been impressive yesterday as well. Kaiser has also been a very, very prominent character, but Wuchi seems to be banned on this occasion.
Well, we have seen the power of Wuchi with her ability headwinds, just swerving
Mm-hmm.
her legs up and down, kicking everybody, making space, and especially with the Nansei. On non-stop action, non-stop damage, we just witness a monster being unleashed on the battlefield whenever Wuchi enters the play.
That is true, though. Uchi, one of the most popular characters on this tournament, having a lot of impressive showings on the yesterday's tournament run as well. Have a lot of teams running Wuchi to be one of the characters that have a bit of push comp power while also still having enough damage to take out a lot of characters from this tournament, especially on this Dominion stage. It is very, very impressive and very, very aggressive as well.
Absolutely. And let's not forget Dominion, it's that play style where you play for the objectives. Each team will need to capture 4 points in order to achieve victory, and one of the methods, probably the best method, is to eliminate everyone that is standing on the battlefield. And Wuchi has that power, has that mobility, and has that spacing needed for everyone on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Now we
That
need
is
to
true.
see that Marina has been banned on the second ban phase, and we are very appreciating this. As the matter of fact, Vanguard is on the verge of rising right now. People are paying respect to champion that we rarely see in high level skill, such as Marina. Of course, we have seen Maya with her amazing G force and also her first ability. Well, Marina with the Marina special, buying a lot of time, giving the player a lot of help himself, a lot of HP recovery. I would say it's lovely to see Uchi and Marina on the banning phase.
Mm-hmm. I think as well that we've seen that from the pick starts that Briar as well, one of the popular characters on this tournament as well, being picked by the blue team over here. That it's very, very impressive that we've seen that a lot of Briar has won a lot of games, but now Ducky as well has also seeing an upsurge of picks. A lot of teams actually started using Ducky to a great extent, and it's actually pretty successful for these teams, right? And now Robin being banned as well, a character that is very, very strong to counter Briar, in my opinion. So this could be very, very interesting.
Okay. Whoa, whoa. We're seeing ban a perfect ban, and did they lock in Robin or they banning Robin?
They're batting Robin, so I
Oh
think
yeah.
this could be very, very interesting, especially, you know, the Javert as well has been picked. I think Javert also is a pretty interesting pick. We've seen a lot of showings from Javert players as well yesterday, and it has been proven to be pretty successful. I think a lot of Javert players on their team actually managed to win their games, and it's pretty interesting as well seeing a lot of characters that are usually more drawn out towards the push comp actually succeeds that when they're not part of the push comp. Javert is like more of a dueling character, so it's pretty interesting to see.
Yes. Oh well, it's Javed arguably one of the best 1v1 character, and we have rarely seen Javed in action in domination round. However, Red, retired and dangerous, managed to bring Javed in. Not as well, he can roam freely. That's the first, and also with the dagger, he can provide cover for their AD carry or whichever team member being targeted at the time, giving them a lot of space while dishing out a lot of damage. And at the same time, let's not forget, if Jarvert roam free, that means the other team, someone is on target list.
That is true. Javert as well with his kick, that decisive blow, being able to deal a lot of damage while actually pushing a lot of these characters outside of the Dominion point. It's also really, really key factor for why Javert is really good, especially combined with his ability to deal massive damage and do a lot of executions towards the enemy team. And paired with that trophy collector, can't pile up a lot of damage especially into this battle. But now we've seen the Rapunzel pick, also very, very interesting pick. And we've seen a lot of teams brought out the Rapunzel dealing massive damage with their second grave. And that rare ability that deals more damage when you actually get a kill is very, very interesting pick because I think a lot of teams that use Rapunzel needed that burst damage because we've seen two push comps from the blue team already from Pinocchio and also Briar. So this is a very interesting lineup from the blue team.
It is, but I say that they are respecting the Ducky and Swan. The Ducky and Swan in this tournament has been what, how could we say, a hidden card, a jack of all trade, where like people do not know how to deal with Ducky and Swan. It's such a rare matchup that you see in gameplay. So it's a new card that every other professional team has to deal with right now. And as we can see, Pinocchio with his massive ult, Au Sol Mio, which increased the range of his auto attack, and also the the whiplash of Entangle. They are respecting this Ducky and just waiting for it to transform. And now we're heading into our first match of the night. What
That
do
is
you think
true,
about the matchup, my brother?
especially on this night, on the first battle as well, for this top eight, or we could say maybe top six teams that has made it thus far in the tournament. We've seen impressive showings from the blue team, Veth, Chukiman, also, the red team over here that also has played a lot of part in their games yesterday. And yes, have you mentioned before that T-Boon pick from the red team actually might be the one key like that could fit into this red team to have a lot of power. But now we see the wing beat being shown and getting that first point of the day.
Oh, obviously, it's amazingly that Fog can transform to Swan so quickly, and we all see that in the early stage of this ground right here, Pinocchio getting pushed out of the way. Second grade being used, targeting Jarvert, but he has that recovery runes, managing to still keep on that health bar. Fever Dream being pushed out, and now Ducky just standing mid-air, doing her broomstick. Oh, Whiplash landed, targeting Ducky, however, there's no one else in the domination round while T-Moon is roaming freely, and now we have already seen another transformation into Swan right here with Pinocchio trying to
Ooh,
do
look at
some
that Ducky
damages.
popping off with that wing beat. Managed to get two kills for the red team. Managed to push back the blue team further and further into this tournament. And the first battle of the night is looking 3-0 over here. This could be really interesting. As clearance cell showing up from the team, but also the Koji Nightmare dropping down for the blue team. But no, that Pinocchio or Solemio just pushed everyone back so far ahead.
Glitter Sail just got cancelled by Whiplash, following up with the second grave. However, Jarvis doing that damage that we are just mentioned about with his ultimate, kicking out Pinocchio out to the other side. Whiplash landed, but however, T-Moon is there to provide the cover. Dusted being used again mid-air. Now Fok is already on 3 stack. No team member of the blue team can be spotted on the side right here.
That was very unfortunate over there. The blue team managed to take down the Briar, especially as well on that, Pinocchio managed to be pushed away. But now we see the Osolemio being popped up and the wing beat as well. With the clearance cell piling up into the Briar's Cozy Nightmare over here. This could be very, very rowdy. This could be also very chaotic. 3-2 scores. Now we see again the Briar with the Cozy Nightmare as well over there. And the second grave not being able to hit many players from the red team. This is
the red team is still in it. Oh, we just mentioned about it. The matter of fact that Ducky can get up into the air and hovering it, and almost also being able to use her ultimate ability up in midair and stacking that and piling up that stack here point here. It's just amazing and gives a lot of time for the red team. However, we see also Mio being cancelled with only one member left of the blue team, facing off against a 3 hungry player looking for that first victory here of the day. Pinocchio jumping in, but getting pushed out by Clearance Sale. Only 2 members, all 3 members.
Oh my god, that kill into the Rapunzel actually saves the team from the loss over here. We see the Javert being the MVP. It turned a very aggressive play from the Javert, leading their team towards victory.
It's amazing how accurate his decisive blow has been landing. We haven't seen a miss on Jarvet's ultimate ability at all. He basically kicked out every single person that is needed to be targeted. As soon as we can see that Pinocchio, after just finishing charging up his ult, he's already facing Jarvet, kicking him directly in the face off the bloody domination ring, giving the red team a lot of spacing in order to move around and allowing Swan and Ducky to just charge up that ability toward his ult. I have to say Jarvet is really the MVP here, providing cover, making space, dishing out damage. He's doing his best role on this matchup so far.
That is true. If we've seen the ability choices as well from Pinocchio, from Briar, having those shields from Grace as well as Rapunzel with the strike barrier ability actually being able to be penetrated by Javert's lightning as well as his trophy collector already claiming many kills, especially paired up with that ignition just deals an extra amount of damage. I saw like the Rapunzel get like comboed once and it was already low, so it's pretty crazy how all of this is actually unfolding right now. I'm pretty surprised at how the Javert actually played very well into this lineup right now.
The fact that the red team managed to keep their composure throughout the night, keeping that upper tempo. Like if you play Smash Legend to that long enough, you can feel the rhythm of the battle. You feel me? And so far, I have seen that they did not miss that many skill shots and managed to keep up the tempo into their favor, pushing out all the blue team, and they do the reset just on time. They don't do reset of their whole team, they do it one at a time. It's strategic.
That is true.
Yeah.
I think I've also seen like a lot of rotations happening from the red team, especially with Ducky and Timon actually being able to tag in on one another, right? They keep on giving a lot of those timings and also buying a lot of time for their own team to keep rotating in and out, especially Timon with a clearance sale being able to deal massive damage, especially paired with that rupture. All right, over there I rarely see Timon actually using that ability. I think this is a very interesting pick, especially against the Briar. And we also see that the Wuchi and Marina has been banned on this tournament again. This is interesting from the blue team and the red team. Look at that picks, man. Briar and Timon again.
Absolutely. However, we need to find a way to counter Swan and Ducky. Like um, Entangled was picked probably to prioritize targeting Ducky, right? However, Jobber and T-Moon managed to provide that cover for the Ducky just to give it a lot of spacing by targeting Rapunzel himself. And for some reason, no one on the blue side in the last match managed to cancel Ducky charge up for her wing beat at all. That's allow it just allowed for her to transform into Swan face so quickly and so repetitively.
That is true. I think we see that no interruption has been made from the blue team. Yeah, I think you already mentioned as well that Rapunzel probably tried to counter pick into that play, but being able to be targeted by Javert a lot of times just, cause significant downsides for the blue team, especially Pinocchio, I think as well, tries to also counter Ducky, but every time Pinocchio does not have his ult, it just cannot reach Ducky, being able to jump so high and having so little hitbox into this matchup. So it is very interesting, especially now we're seeing the Narsha ban. I think, I think the Ducky and also Narsha is being banned from the oh no, not Ducky, the Narsha ban from the blue team as well. Parfait being banned. I think Parfait's also like one of the characters that have a lot of longevity inside the Dominion point with her ability that can turn her into, an ice block, and it's really really frustrating when she gets that.
Absolutely. And now we're seeing on the ban list right here, Wuchi, Marina. We've already talked about those two character. Parfait, you just mentioned, but Narsha. Narsha was banned by which team over here?
The blue
I'm
team.
surprised that I'm surprised that blue team banned Narsha because it's another good counter against Ducky though.
I do agree. I think being able to, occupy the airspace as Narsha while, Ducky is usually jumping around. But I think on this map specifically, on the Dominion point for the Zapeta's factory, those waters could be really, really annoying, especially if Narsha can just fly around and push your team away from the point. It's very, very hard to come back again because Narsha can just hover around the point. And now we're seeing the Kaiser hovering around with as well with Rapunzel over here. So this could be a really interesting matchup. Again, Javert is still not banned and also not being picked. This could be very, very interesting for this lineup of matchups.
However, I don't favor the runes and the ability that he's using right now. Like the red team has a lot of damage. Currently, so far, we already see T-Moon with a lot of knockout ability, and Ducky in her transformation form into Swan also does massive damage as well. And also, whenever Swan does that auto attack, she gets that super power armor state, and there's no sustainability from this Kaiser at all. And we also see Jarvert back in the play, and let's see how this match goes up, eh?
That is true. I think a Kaiser as well needs to be respected, but his build with the one that actually gives you more ultimate if you get a knockout might not be the play because we know that a lot of these characters can heal up a lot, especially Timoon and as well Ducky over here having that sudden extra just gives more survivability. But this map could also be in favor of the blue team, but the Magnet actually managed to get Timoon over there, but still not getting capitalized from the blue team over here. Cozy Nightmare is available, and yes, it is being used over here as well as Ducky getting that effect of the chaos, getting pushed back over here, and the clearance sale is trying to clearing everyone up.
Ducky transformation into Swan immediately getting picked out on by Kaiser right here. There's Kaiser still dancing in the battlefield right here. So far, we have seen extraordinary performance, super heavenly body power armor, punching machine directly into the face of Jarvert, and now we're seeing Kaiser punches absolutely demolish every player, getting two player.
Oh my god, that punch
Amazing
was
play.
huge from the Kaiser. Managed to get. And also, Simple over here getting the kill onto Javat as well. That was very huge. And now we're seeing Anselma here with the Timon clearance sale, trying to clear everyone up. But now we're seeing the Kaiser online with his ultimate again. Heavenly Body pierces through every single player from the red team. Now we see the Swan diving back again. But no, look at that punch from the Kaiser.
Timo just getting absolutely blasted with the punching machine. We can see that Muhammad Ali right here doing another punching machine, getting Jarvert right off the bat right here. Now there's only Oh, the ring just it turned into the favor. Clearance sale being pushed out. Magnet lands it. Oh no, Magnet lands on Timu, but it is that the last second of the clearance sale. Now, the blue team trying to recover into the ring. Maybe the pole will be pushed, pulled down into the favor for the floor that gets closer to the red team. But Kaiser already entering the battlefield right now. Battle dancing against a
Holy
fever
Nightmare
ring
was
being
seen
pushed
online
out.
again, and the Heavenly Body managed to punch out the Ducky. Oh my god, another bomb. Managed to hit the Ducky again, but the clearance sail tries to put a lot of damage into Kaiser's body. It's still not enough. Look at that wing beat. Managed to come in at the last moment. 3 for 3 on the scoreboard right now. They need to do something from the blue team because this Swan is looking immovable. Look at that second grave from Rapunzel. Managed to get 2 players from the red team, but no. Look at the timings. Cozy has their beat back and pull over the jump with the clutch play. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
Jarver with that magnetic bomb is beyond awesome. He positioned himself. He waited for the time to really run out before pulling out Briar off the domination ring, which is well essentially how do I say it? Light upon skills. This is real skills, real strategic, and it comes from the experience of the veterans. And 2-0 for Red. We'll be seeing them facing off Warung Gembok soon.
That is true. We've seen this Chukiman and Red Devil duking it out, and it has been very, very special. We've seen the Javer doing a lot of plays that actually won them the game. And we've seen as well, the Ducky pick, after that Swan actually manages to get it going and have that momentum building, it was just impossible from the blue team to stop that Swan to deal massive damage while also pushing every single player off the battlefield. And that was very, very crazy.
We managed to see very some successful punching machine coming from Kaiser. However, there's not enough sustainability as we've mentioned before. It is true that he gets the heavily body armor comes out very quickly, but there's not enough health for him to stay on the battlefield. You feel me?
That is true. But now we have the next match between Team Chochok as well as the Warung Gembok over here that will be
Oh,
played soon. This is also the team that is, we've seen a lot of showings from their, performances yesterday. Tuhan and Clifenzu from the red team absolutely, you know, playing their minds out on the winners bracket yesterday, and this is a very, very interesting lineup as well of pleasure seeing two clans. I think that's going to be facing off each other between Red Clan and Valo Clan.
we have seen these two clan right here. We Cinderella, the Red Clan, well, obviously being very notorious on their experience. However, now Valo Clan has the reputation for themselves. They rooted, they bonded deep into this game as well, and the fact that they all meet here at the semifinals has proven that they were undefeated for such a long period of time, and they are skilled players in order to compete for this final position before we going into the grand final semifinals.
We've seen as well on, Gumbuk's performance yesterday versus Ain Hajar on the top eight lower bracket. And, we've seen the Cindy, we've seen Natalie popping off yesterday with their characters. And it was wild, man. I was not expecting, a Cindy pick being this successful, especially after seeing, a lot of Zepetas also coming up yesterday. So it was very, very surprising.
We need to
Uh,
see something new in this game right here, as we all know that Robin can be target banned in here. The red team with their variety in team comp, we have witnessed they play so many different strategy. They can play multiple style. Let's see what will they do against this power pack damage fistful of a Cindy player, or no, of a player from Cinderella.
Mm-hmm. But we also see, Tuhan having that experience in the game of the night is also pretty crazy, right? We saw him actually picking up the brick yesterday and also almost like popping off because tried to counter the snow play from the other teams as well. So it was pretty interesting having that high knowledge into the game and using it, especially in this tournament, could be very valuable. So we're seeing how these teams will duke it out in this lower top six. Oh, the Lauren and Vex pick. This is the first Lauren of this tournament, I think. I've never seen a Lauren pick before. And this is a very interesting team we're seeing over here. Lauren and Vex being able to pair up together, causing 3 versus 4 situation. It is very crazy, especially having more extra hands to help on this Dominion point, while also maintaining the point with Vex being just there inside of the box is also pretty valuable, as we see, their performance of the Padudu or the ult from Lauren being able to just buy and stall a lot of times for the blue team. And this could be a very interesting lineup here. We're seeing Young as well being played, and the Ducky. I think Ducky is also really interesting because, Ducky by itself is already really powerful. We've seen how the Ducky is actually performing yesterday, so it was very wild as well to see the Ducky not being respected over here. This could actually lead to a lot of issues for the blue team.
I have to agree, and we have to mention about Lauren and Vex again with the second win. Every time Vex spawn, he has that 1,150 shield. Every single time he spawn out, bro. Like, that's a lot of health, and plus, and in addition with the Grace as well, another 30% max HP health. And let me see, I think Vex is roughly around nearly 2,000 health plus the shield. So 30% of it is gonna add up to somewhere close to 1,800 shield damages, and being to stay on the domination ring for such a long time with that much health is extraordinary. However,
but now we're seeing the bans as well onto Jacko and Narsha not being able to be played on this match today. But now we're seeing the Molly and also the proc pick. Molly, I think, is one of the characters that can also target out Ducky because of how her skill works. That her air skill just deals and covers so much distance into the air. So I think covering into the Ducky part of things could be very interesting. But now we're seeing that Cinderella Cindy pick as well onto the red team.
We just have to go in, boy, because I'm seeing Young and I'm seeing Molly. These are the clutch players. These are the clutch champion guys. They don't you even think about it? Counters everything. However, the Dragon Descent is just there, bro. Like, hey man, you keep thinking about it. I'm gonna land my ass on you.
Okay,
now we're entering the phase right here.
Exactly. Not to count out the proc as well. Having that vortex into this matchup could prove really interesting as well. But now we're seeing 2 aerial characters playing and duking it out. Look at that Lauren versus the Cindy. Oh my god, look at that damage caused by the blue team onto the red team's body. And now we're seeing again and again over here Cinderella on having that ultimate and that counter from the Cliffenzu onto the Young. Just deals so much damage.
Look at the Vex HP bar. That's 2,300 health, guys. And no one can be able to just push it out or damage it unless Lauren getting out of the battlefield. But however, we are seeing Molly here being pushed out as well as Proc. Lauren trying to dance into here, probably will be calling back soon. However, no, don't you think about it, haven't been used. Probably Vortex will be used out here soon, but Lauren doing her fine job hovering in the mid-air trying to counter the Ducky, getting Ducky on the first auto attack and the second auto attack. Proc managed to capture Cindy outside, but getting the dust out from the Ducky.
Managed to get a kill to the Proc and manages to get his bar up again. Look at this Swan coming in clutch again to buy some more time for their teammates onto the Vex's body and getting that kill onto the Molly. But now we're seeing Chupmek over here with the Proc. Meanwhile, the Vex is over there still shooting his bullets out into the red team, and it might be another switch on the point. And look at the counter for Molly.
Cinderella Dive managed to get 2 people. However, Fortress Vortex captured the Ducky, flushing
Double
her out of the
smash.
round. But Cindy pushing out Young Young over here. We are seeing some buying time from Cindy players out here. Dragon Descent will be used any second now. Right now, Cinderella Dive should be in the play right now. Ducky transforming into Swan, looking for some damages. Managed to get Lauren out, pushing the Vex out. Cinderella Dive getting 2 players. And we are going for our first overtime of this matchup right here now. Tuhan with only 200%, with only 200 health left here, trying to do a miracle work. Probably will dance around in the battlefield.
Oh my god, look at that red team just collapsing on top of the blue team, and nice rotation that has been done by the red team. You know that Young needs to stay healthy, but now we're seeing that Molly coming in and not being able to counter, and now we're seeing the Vortex might come up again from Tilt back over here. Look at that Vortex getting 2 players from the blue team. That was massive.
It was massive, and every player's on the red side has only roughly 10% health left, guys. Cinderella needs to make her decision right now in order to come in. Oh, yes, she did. But it is too late.
That Vex manages to get that KO onto the Cindy. That was very unfortunate, resulting in Tuhan, D, Lauren, and Vex to claim their victory on this first top 6 lower bracket. That was intense, man. The score was 3-3 with the overtime as well.
Wow, it's amazing performance from both sides. However, we just gotta give credit to Vex, you know. Lauren, amazing aerial kick, landing consecutively 5 to 6 times on all 3 members of the red side. However, that allows her to call out Vex back to back, and let's not forget bodyguard ability. Whenever Vex appear, there's an explosion. He's coming like boom, bitch, get out of the way.
And that is true, you know.
Blasting everyone.
Especially, you know, having those 2 shields from the blue team, you know, that Grace ability or spell, being able to stack on top of the Vex's shield with the second win is massive. You see that the Vex is able to stay on that point for so long, being so hard to remove, especially from the red team that does not have that many push come. You know, Cindy actually kind of gets, you know, countered a bit by the Lauren because the Vex is having a different property of knockback, which just kind of messes up the combo a lot, while Young is there as well, has also being able to have a lot of presence in that match. But you know, the proc over there just manages to punish a lot of Young's misplay.
I have to agree to that. We are not seeing enough covering for our Swan player here. As we can see, every single time Swan trying to stack up her ultimate, it get interrupted immediately by Molly, and also proc with the leap and Molly with the uppercut. And Cindy is a good character, having a lot of HP and also the sustainability as well. But her kit does not allow Cindy kit does not allow her to like hover around her teammates and actually provide support.
That is true. I think as well, Young and Cindy actually does have a bit of counterplay towards Lauren and Vex, because we know that if there's a lot of characters on the field that gets ulted by both Cindy and Young actually refunds their ultimate very, very quickly. But we've seen that the Molly just makes it harder for these characters to just freely throw out their ults, because that, don't you think about it, and that counter from Molly is just very, very deadly. You've seen the damage output being thrown out by Clefenzu, as well as that proc just managed to punish every single misplay that the red team has made. And you know, that Ducky not being able to freely just charge up because of that Molly's job as well is just very, very crazy. Now we're going to see on the map change to the sunset map, and this is, I think, the map for Ducky, right? Basically, there's a lot of items on the field to be picked up, and those batteries keep charging up wing beat, and it could result in a lot of trouble for the blue team.
And we've already seen Wuchi is out of the equation. I honestly wanting to see Wuchi in action right here. But Wuchi herself is such a big trouble. Whoever possessed Wuchi gets their hand on that damages and the support that they need, Wuchi can cover ground, air, basically everywhere.
That is true. We've seen as well Wuchi being very prominent in a lot of these teams, having those presence, being able to kick a lot of players with the whirlwind into the Nansei. And, Briar as well has been banned by the blue team over here because, yes, we know Briar is one of the characters that can actually turn the tides of battle towards their own favor, which is pretty crazy. But the Ducky pick has been through from the red team into the proc and as well the Lauren.
Oh, the Lauren get locked on again, as we can see the performance from the last match. However, let's talk about the players, guys. Like the only person left on the blue side, which is the red team, is Kliben Zhu. He is a assassin main, if I'm not mistaken. However, today he's playing that role of more of a support and covering style more, and I don't think he's feeling himself today. I want him to be more of himself, to be that guy who brings and who delivers the damages.
But now we're seeing the Molly is actually being banned by the red team over here because we know Molly being able to target down Ducky so easily with her air skill just deals so much damage as well with her counter, especially to Yong and Cindy, right? So this could be a very valuable ban from the red team. Well, I think also, being able to just shut down one of the characters that your enemy has played can also mean that, this could be a very, very interesting matchup because Cliffenzu needs to take his pick again for this second match. But now we've seen again, Lauren and Vex with that Padudu's ultimate as well as proc with the ability of vortexing out every single player from the red team. We've seen that vortex being able to knock out 2 players, and it was very, very clutch by Chapmac over here as well. And I think as well from the red team, I think they need to counter this Lauren and Vex somewhat or another because you've seen that Young is actually being banned now. They need to think this through on what could be the pick to counter up this blue team's lineup.
Absolutely, the Vex needs to disappear on the battlefield. However, its health is just too much, and the fact that Vex does not get stack up on the knockup, so normally on your champion, the more damage you get, the further you'll be knocked out as well, and the more damage stacking in at the same time, the further you will be knocked out. However, that thing does not apply that heavily on Vex. We have seen a lot of knockout from Cindy and Yong being used at the same time on Vex. However, they just move only a little. Vex is still on the playground and dealing, just to occupy the time and dishing out damage while providing the cover support for all of the players.
That is true. Especially, we're seeing here the Kaiser is hovered and also that Gumi pick. Now, this is interesting. We haven't seen a Gumi for a while now. And I think now this could be it for the red team. They need to lock in this Kaiser as well as the Gumi to counter up this Lord and Vex, covered up as well by the proc. Now, the blue team could have an interesting pick from here as well.
Oh, Kaiser is gonna go Calm Mind, which allows him to tank a lot, as well as charging up his ability. Combining it with Strong Heart, he'll be getting that heavily body armor state quickly in just no time. But let's not forget, Vivenzu respawn with the Zepeta immediately. We just gotta see how this matchup goes out.
That is true. Zepeta's maximum output, being able to punch through and power through Kaiser's heavenly body, his punching machine. And this is the fight that we also mentioned last night, right? The Muhammad Ali versus the Mike Tyson of Smash Legends.
Definitely. And now we're going in on the second game of the night. Red against Valo. We'll be seeing the amazing performance from Vex right here. Vex is now looking for that bombing right here and getting on Kaiser. Cleveland Zeus forcing out all
Ooh,
the three
first
members
point.
are targeting the Gumi. Ducky dancing in the midair. Here, all the team member of the red team are being dispersed.
Look
Heavily
at that
punching
punch
armor is
onto the
not
Kaiser.
there.
Maximum output hitting its target, dealing massive damage to the Kaiser, getting that first knockout and securing the blue team a lot of power on this. But now Swan has arrived. Look at that punch as well from the Zepeda connecting again into the Kaiser's body. But no, the Kaiser and Swan
Mike
says no
Tyson
more
just
and
punches
pops
him.
off. Oh my god.
We're seeing the proc here. Maximum output being used, but misses by just small percentage of inches. Now we're seeing Lauren entering the field again, dropping out Vex, punching machine, getting counter. Vex keep dancing in the midair. Vortex
Oh, that
being used,
vortex though.
capturing Ducky. Respond with the
Oh
butterfly ults
my
from
god.
Gumi out here. Back-to-back ultimate from Gumi. Maximum output misses. There's only Lauren left on the blue team, but now comes
Look at that
Proc
proc.
pushing out Gumi, knocking out Ducky. Ducky, getting captured mid-air.
Heavenly Body by Kaiser is now online. Look at that punching machine. Managed to get a lot of press from the red team. But look at that towards the body of the players around the red team. Managed to take Kaiser out in his ultimate, but that doesn't matter. Look at his Kaiser ult as active back online again. And also, well, we see Ducky over here with his ultimate being able to arrive just on time. But the vortex! Oh my god!
Will we see another one? Oh, Gumi is just trying her best here, but
My god.
the maximum output back to back, landing on Kaiser and Ducky, and then change it to hammer time, knocking out Gumi, secure the ground for the blue team.
We see that combo from the Vortex from Chapmac manage to draw in a lot of players from red team and as well Cliffenzu, punching a lot of players out of this match, securing their team of the win. And GG's, well played for both teams of Chochok and Warung Gembuk, and congratulations to Chochok as well to manage to, secure their spot and proceed on through from this top 6 bracket.
Wow. We've just seen the fight of the century, Muhammad Ali in the form of Zepeta against Mike Tyson with the punching machine, but they're just not there. The punching machine was there, it was delivered, but maximum output with the uppercuts, nailing players from the Warren Gambuk back to back. Maybe, just maybe, Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson can solo a gorilla. But I'm saying Muhammad Ali needs 100 gorilla to solo against him.
That is true. These two matchup between Kaiser and Zapeta has been very, very interesting. But now we're seeing the Red Devils versus the team Chochok. They're both from the same clan right now, actually. We're actually in the top 4 spot right now as well. So the one that is actually making their point could possibly win the top 3 prize, of $200. But now these two teams, red versus red, is a very crazy matchup.
Oh, we're seeing it's funny that red is just beating each other down here. It's like oh wow, this is SEA tournament, guys. Like it is not just red tournament. But here we are, best players from their clans facing off against each other, and we will see who will be the challenger and who will claims the victor.
That is true. Being as well on this top 4 as having a lot of pressure from these two teams, even though they are on the same clan, they probably know each and every single part of their teams, but having that knowledge on each other's weaknesses, each other's lineups, matchups, and having that knowledge of knowing that this next match can determine their prize pool money is pretty high stakes for these two teams.
Well, as you mentioned, they know each other well, and hopefully, they're gonna pull some extraordinary card. You feel me? They know each other so well, and they're in that same houses. They might read each other mind. They might know the plays, but this is a big tournament. This is a international tournament of Southeast Asia. They need to pull everything they have here to surprise each other, to let them know that we are the victors.
That is true, but now we're seeing over here from these two teams that could be very, very interesting, right? And now I think we're going to start on the draft pick phase for these two teams that are ready inside this arena right now. We're seeing Red Tuhan, Red Cliffenzu, Red Chapmak versing Red Anselma, Red Eterna, and Red Fox for this top four match of the night and as well as the first top four of this tournament.
I am excited. We have long known, heard of, and admire the reputation that Red has built and what they have contributed in Smash Legend Southeast Asia. And now, here for the very first time of this tournament, we'll be seeing the sportsmanship, the skillship, and the experience pouring down all into this matchup, looking for this spot to fight for to fight in the semifinals.
That is true.
My buddy, which side are you favoring more? Presume that you have been in the game longer than I have been, and that you have known Red very clear and very well as well. Which side are you predicting more?
I think from predictions, I think these two teams as well are, as we know that a lot from the blue side or the blue team over here is actually very, very experienced, but, some of them are playing this game for so long and some of them are like more fond of playing other modes than the minion mode. Meanwhile, the red team on the right is actually more. I think they're also more experienced on playing on the Dominion point mode because I think a lot of them are you know playing ranked more often than the ones on the left. But I think Chapmek as well. I think one of the key players from the blue team as well. We see that support role that the Chapmek can provide, as well as Tuhan over here actually just popping off with the Lord and Vex we've seen. But now the Wuchi not being banned is actually being picked first time of the night.
Oh, Wuchi being unleashed. Guys, Wuchi is here. Wuchi is here with the non-save, with the head whip. Wuchi is here to dominate. Wuchi is here taking you out silently and then smashing you down on the floor with the non-save, doing that explosive damage. We have to see what are the counters from the red side. Well, they're both red players, red team. Okay, they're both red.
That is true. But also the Javert and the Ducky pick, I think, is very, very interesting because we've seen, the Ducky picks from other teams popping off as well. But now we've seen the Ducky is actually being picked by the red team. And I think the record as well from the blue team over here actually manages to counter Ducky pretty effectively. So this could be an interesting, matchup after seeing Ducky gets bodied a lot from the previous matches. But this could be interesting as well, having that Javert being able to convert a lot of his damage and, dealing massive, insane amounts of damage into the blue team. And now the brick is being hovered. That work complete, his walls can be very, very troublesome.
Absolutely, especially that groundworks, putting up barriers. Hey, Jarvan, you got the dagger? My man, you try to kick me, you gotta slam onto my walls, okay? My wall's gonna provide me 30% less damage, okay? You come and get me, I'll smack you back, alright?
That is true. That groundwork just leave a lot of things that needs to be considered, especially on this Dominion point, because the Dominion point you need to stay inside the box, right? But those walls just occupy a lot of spaces, and just pushing you out. If you're like the brick players know what they're doing, maybe even drop a couple of stuns into the red team over here, especially the Ducky not being able to freely land after charging his ult could also prove a point from this brick pick, because I think the brick pick is very, very interesting. Well, we're now going on to the last pick from the red pick. What do you think this could be?
I would be looking. Zep is a good counter. Zep can counter brick, and Proc at the same time. However, it might be controversial, but I want to see Narsha in action.
Mm-hmm. That is true. I think Narsha as well has been really interesting pick as well, especially from the blue team. I think we have Chipmac as well, but oh, the Rapunzel with the second grave could be the answer towards this lineup. But now we're seeing these two teams are ready to duke it out for the first, no, the second, no, for the first top four match of the night.
And here we go, guys! Red Civil War! Let's see who comes up on top now. This is the SLSEA tournament, and we are now witnessing the first Civil War of the entire tournament. Go on the left team, Sklivenzu, Sepnek, and Tuhan, and on the red team, Fox, Turner, and Ansela. Let's see who's coming up on top as Tuhan letting now some foundation, fine groundwork, trying to block that Jarvan, dancing around with the Wu-Chi, kicking out Fox, doing some labor here, but Brock doing some God's work. Whiplash landing on two players, but now all the red team players are being stacked up, but two members of the blue team getting pushed away. Wu-Chi is getting target, bash right off the bat. Oh my god, Jarvan, you're doing God's work right here. Oh, but the domination round. Oh, just change color. Sepnek being targeted by what was that player again? By Tangled
we
right
see
here.
The wing beat being able to knock down, but no, look at that Prox Vortex being able to catch Swan landing over here, but now we're seeing that Swan dealing massive damage and as well on the second grave being able, but no, the blue team says, nah, this point is mine, and being able to knock out, and that second grave into the body of the blue team, manages to take out two more players, and now we're seeing here Ducky stacking up more of that stacks, but no, Cliffhanger says you gotta go over there and gets kicked out. And now the point has been given to the blue team again.
We can see that the Civil War has grown very intense as the color just changes right here. Groundwork was there, Ducky is transforming, Dagger lands on Brick, but Wu-Chi is catching Entangle, kicking him into the versus Vortex right here. Ducky trying to do some damages, but Wu-Chi captured Ducky again. Entangle, Ducky escaped, not saying anyone to, both getting captured by Proc. Groundwork being pushed out again. Second grave capturing Sklivenzu and the Proc outside, and the color changed into the favor for the red team. Finishing
the
off
smash from that Javert as well, being able to prove his point that this Javert pick is very special. And now look at that Dagger being able to kick out Cliffhanger. Look at that, he was healthy, and that ultimate from Javert on the decisive blow, being able to do so much damage. But no, the Vortex proving once again how much damage it can deal as well. But now this is a very intense situation over there with the Nansei hitting into the team twice again. Now we're seeing Cliffhanger just popping off right now, but now the blue team is now healthy. Second grave is an option over here, getting one player from the blue team, but I don't think that's enough. Look at that red team still hungry, but that Vortex not being able to hit anyone.
We can see that the overtime is getting very intense as the blue team trying to recapture the domination ring, but Swan is here in the fourth, being her prime, Whiplash land, only two players left, Swan is in there for, Brickwork is there, Groundwork was not there.
And just like that, the match of the first top four of the night has been won by the red team, and Anselma proving his point why that Rapunzel pick was the key on this matchup.
Wow, what a war. They are going to war, Woody. They are not going for, no, this is no longer a tournament issue. This is war right now. We're seeing players hitting them back to back, counter to counter. Oh my god, non-stop action.
We're seeing now that the team of the blue team has actually lost their first match of the night for this top four, and this could prove that the red team does not play around. And I think now we already saw have one of our casters join up as well for Okumi, and give a big round of applause for him on tonight's caster show. Take the floor.
Yo. This is absolutely insane what we're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Look, man, I'm seeing two clans, brothers and sisters, being put against each other. Both of them with their back against the wall in this top 4. Oh my lord, this is exhilarating.
Yo, Kubi, I saw in the chat people are asking you to shout out for the Ego Clan, my G.
I don't know if they're asking me to shout out or can I ask for a shout out for the Ego Clan?
Probably,
Yeah.
I don't know. Definitely.
Are
Yo,
they
you're
still in the
well
Are they
known.
still in the tournament? Are they still in the tournament?
I think it's just in the chat, my G. The Ego Clan,
They're
unfortunately,
playing,
no.
Oh. I don't know. Ugly, they're not top 4. I'm gonna shout out Tuhan. No, I'm kidding. Shout out Eagle Clan. Thank you so much for participating in the tournament. You guys actually performed really, really well. Made it really, really far, and you guys should be super proud of yourselves.
Oh, no, Ego Clan is the Haymaker. They're in the winning branch.
Oh,
My apologies, my bro.
oh, they're Haymaker. Yo, Eagle Clan, y'all got a chance. Y'all got a chance, bro. Don't let it go down. Don't let it go down, Eagle Clan. Y'all got the chance for real. Hey, make a super punch. All right, so where are the bands right now? What are we seeing? Okay, we see Jabber lock in. Ooh, he ain't letting go of that jab, man. Also see Tuhan locking in the Lauren Vex, which is his most played character. He's saying, hey, look, man, I'm going out with a freaking bang. Blue team bans Briar. What else we have here? So, I don't know what are these picks are going to really look like. A nice ban from Young from the red team, which is also very smart. They just know each other so well, so they're just saying, hey, look, you play this? Oh, cool. Well, you're not going to play it this round. So, I like how they're just not pulling punches just because they're a clan and they're a family.
Oh, nah. You're wrong, bro. They went to war.
No, that's
They
what
just-
I'm saying. That's exactly
Oh,
what
yeah,
I'm
pulling
saying.
punches. My bad. Pulling punches.
They're not
English
pulling
twist.
punches. They're
Yes.
not yeah.
Goddamn English. They went to war in the last game and oh my god, Tuhan with the Lauren just putting up obstacles. Tuhan with the brick pulling up the groundworks, trying to block all the member from the other side to enter the domination ring, but the Javert was there. The Javert was there, the Javers was there, and the Entangle is there as well. Rapunzel with the Whiplash, the Judgment Spine, the second grave.
Yeah, you would think that like me personally, these two teams are so dead even. But you would think because Tuhan is the leader, like he would pick the best players, but no, there's nothing like that. They legit spread the teams completely evenly, making it this far in a top 4 right now. That's just incredibly. Did we see Ducky again? Oh my gosh! All it is Ducky, Swan, just dominating on the minion point. I didn't understand why they picked Brick last game. I'll be honest, because Swan could just run through it once the transformations happen, shove Brick out of his skill initially using Curtain Call, which is an ability that Ducky has that obviously launched the 6-way projectile and the broomsticks.
We are now seeing in the chat the betting. Oh, Okumi, you need to see, bro. Everyone is favoring. Well, the majority are favoring for the Chok with the blue team right now. 70% vote. No, it's dead. It's nearly to dead even now. Whoa. This civil war is going intense.
It's literally a civil war. That's so funny. Because you be cracking me up, bro.
Oh, gee. Hey,
Briar.
Oh, no, go ahead, bro.
So Briar, Young, Rapunzel, Team Moon currently are banned. So those are your 4 legends that are currently banned. And right there we see the Molly coming in, the Wukong. But what will be the last pick for the Red Devils here?
We're still waiting. Last match was Rapunzel. Rapunzel did well.
Peter?
Oh.
Peter? I don't know, man. That's pretty. You know what? Peter, the thing about Peter is just like, you can't be wrong by picking Peter. There's no, like, he doesn't really have a counter if you think about it.
Peter counters everything. Air,
Literally
ground.
spin to win.
Oh, well, we just got to see. Maybe the counter for Peter, the Peter here is to respond against Vex, trying to push it out of the domination ring.
Peter Malarkey, I'm crying. Yeah, ugly is funny. All right, here we go. We have the game going in. Okay, right away we see the jabber landing skill. Tuhan on point already, trying to find his way in. We have the ducky charging.
But the spacing from Peter is just there, but continuously land from auto attack land from Lauren out here, and Vex being called right here. Oh, spinning record!
Holy moly, but it could be anyone's game right now. Wukong's doing a wonderful job holding in. The unyieldings need to break. It looks like they still have unyieldings. The red team instantly takes the point with the swan coming in, but Wukong said, I'm not going to give up. Psych, I'm resetting.
Psych! Oh, Lauren entering the battlefield again, calling out Vex as Peter getting punished by Molly. Ducky is just dancing mid-air, trying to cancel it from Molly, but failed to do so. Now Peter getting targeted, Vex being pushed out to the side. Whoa, it's a game for everyone right now. Wukong saving his ultimate for himself, probably looking for the enemy. Don't you think about it landed, but it was not enough. Oh my god.
Says, I'm here. Oh, beautiful, beautiful execution by Jabber. Double execution by Jabber. Oh, is Ducky going to get those heals? Trying to dodge the Lauren Vex, but Tuhan said, nope, surprise. Lauren Vex on number 2. Peter goes spin to win. Molly doesn't ult. They're holding it right now. Ducky comes right in. Beautiful, beautiful cover by the Molly, but then Peter goes ahead and covers again.
But the Swan is already on 3 stack, and it's 1-3 for the red team. Swan is being here, Molly, probably. No, don't you think about it being misused? Wukong dancing, but Ducky getting caught by Lauren. Ducky is just dancing, getting whiplash again by Wukong, get punched up with the uppercut from mid-air. And the Wukong ulted again, pushing out all the 2 members of the red team. Now there's only Jarber and Ducky in the play right here. Tuhan keep dancing around Peter. Spin to win! Step carrying thing!
Holy moly, the Wukong all comes out, and the momentum is still on the blue team because they can hold the point right here. Absolutely wonderful. The Grace comes in for more armor. They tried and put in the pressure on the Molly on the 2v1 right now, but Wukong said, get out of here. Tuhan said, you know what, I'm just going to hold the point. I'm not going to continue doing the aerials. Oh, Wukong comes out, spin to win. Peter, the Swan comes out. What are they going to do about that? Molly really needs to land ult here. The Spartan kick could come in, boom, but he got completely executed.
The Vex is still in the domination round. Disco Dish being pushed out, but only Peter. Now comes Jarver. Fox is trying to dance. Leg Lauren picking up. Wukong dancing back into the stage as pushing out Lauren and Vex into the middle of the fight, but the uppercut just nails it. Pushing Jarver and Peter out of the ring, claiming the victory for the blue team. 1-1 for both sides.
Chop, Red Devil. Wow. Absolutely amazing performance by both teams. The momentum shifting back and forth and back and forth. None of them trying to give an inch. Wonderful game, amazing game to commentate. The hype, chat, the hype is real.
Whoa. Chok, chok, gok, 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 gok.
Oh, no, knock. Oh my gosh, you crack me up, brother. Amazing commentating, bro. Oh my, it's always good commentating with you and being up here. Sorry, it's just really, really early over here in America. Right now it's 9 a.m. You guys start at 8.
Bro,
I don't
like
even wake up
9
for work.
a.m. on a Sunday?
Dude, I gotta go
9 a.m. on a
to
Sunday?
church
It's
soon.
too early. It's too early, bro.
way too early, but you know, I shook myself off, got off of bed, and now it's like, bro, I need
Hey,
to
let's
watch
discuss
the SEA
Yes.
Championship. Now, what
Let's
would be the counter pick? I think the biggest thing, the two big actually, their whole team is a problem. The Molly is there, pushing people out, covering people beautifully with their ground skill, flying across the Dominion point. You have Wukong. Wukong barely missed an ult. I don't think he missed any ults. He was just literally slapping them with his stick. And then he had Tuhan holding point amazingly. Now, I like the Javert because you could sort of segregate someone in a duel, giving time for Ducky to breathe, because once he lands that skill, he sort of got you. Sort of hard to interrupt, especially if you end up in the air. Very hard to punish his aerial attack. Now Peter, he landed some ults, but I really don't think he's the pick here. There's too many characters that are way better than Peter on the board right now, and the red team, Red Devils, really need to find their way here. They need to really dig deep, and I don't think switching to Ducky is the wave. They need a tank.
I have to agree. They need a tank, and they need. Oh, but actually, Lauren is banned. Briar and Lauren is off the equation. I don't understand the fear from Briar. As we can see, most of the Briar matchup has gone in the favor of the opposite team.
It's just a factor that you don't want to deal with, right, Chris? Like, you don't want to deal with the Briar. You don't want to deal with that cozy nightmare. That cozy nightmare is contagious. It's so contagious that your attacks are gonna hit your own teammates. So it's just something you don't want to risk in this top 4 right now on a possibility of landing that amazing ult.
Absolutely, and especially in this civil war, man, you're already fighting against each other, and then you don't want another conflict inside your team, isn't it? But we here now seeing, we're just waiting for the second pick, and Yong, hey Okumi, your champ is up again, brother.
They let him slide. Tuhan representing as a leader of a clan like myself with the main. I cannot be prouder. It sounds a little biased, but I'll be honest. I voted for the Red Devils. I'm not gonna lie.
They're both the Red Devils.
Literally. So did they take that? Okay, so we see the Rapunzel lock-in too. Now, for the Rapunzel lock-in, maybe instead of our build is completely different. We actually use Sudden Extort a lot. A lot of Rapunzel players will use Sudden Extort. Keep the Alberiu, which gives you the 32% ultimate damage, as well as the aerial skill. And I say the aerial skill is quite important because then you can completely counter the Ducky. The Young has the ground. The Rapunzel will be able to have the air, right? And covering those two terrains is truly important in Smash Legends because you need anti-aerial for that Ducky.
Absolutely. Great analysis, Okumi. However, in the few previous games, Ducky has been losing free. They pick Rapunzel to counter against it, but the other side, T-Moon was there, and also, if I'm not wrong, Yong was also there. Just basically separate Rapunzel away from the Ducky. That will allow Ducky a lot of space and time. And in the previous matchup, Fox managed to transform how many times? 9 times in the span of only 3 minutes. That's a lot.
Wow, 9 times. How is that possible?
I don't know, but it happens.
Wow, we see the T-Moon come over here. A beautiful Dora the Explorer, if I like to say, of Korea. Having that shield there, having that skill there, having that ult there to really conquer that Dominion point. They just don't have a character that's able to get that magnet bomb first because Young will be there to roll. If Tuhan does this correctly, rolls on the start, go straight down, get that bomb, he'll be able to easily get that magnet bomb first.
It is true. But Jacko with the running tactical superiority. Well, it's true that if you miss a disc, it is important that you need to come up, deal damages, or getting hit in the face in order to recover that disco disc in time, in order to do the surprise punches. However, the sustainability is just not there.
Yeah, right now there's the only sustainability they're gonna have is the Ducky living, but now we are going in. Let's see who's gonna get the magnet bomb first.
My bad, it's Tuhan, bro. He's just gonna zoom.
He's gonna go zoom, 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 zoom. I'm excited to see this. Okay, he's running the movement speed for Tuhan to come in. Beautiful.
Oh,
Boom, boom.
we forget
Bye-bye.
the Nui. Once again, we forget the Nui. Magnetic
We
landing
originally
on
didn't
two.
have the movement speed, but now they do. Okay, like I said, beautifully, beautifully. There's a lot of things going on the ground right now. It's gonna make the Ducky extremely hard. He's just jumping around over here. As we see, already one person got eliminated. Wow, it goes straight to the blue team. Rapunzel has ult right now. Is he gonna land ult right there? 1v1 to
Second
the
grade
Jacko.
targeting the Jackals. Second grade targeting Jacko, but Ducky is on 3 stack, probably transforming right now. We are seeing all 3 member and Dragon Descent is immediately knocking up to just immediately knocking off Fox, but Clear Sail was there to counter it. But the Ducky trying to dance around, getting whiplash and getting targeted by 3 players. Magnetic bomb from Young landed. Dragon Descent is coming in hot and ready.
The sending of the dragon now is Dragon Majesty rolling all over the floor. Tuhan is doing this thing, but the red team said, no way, Jose. We're going to go ahead and take this point right here. Right now, it looks like Tuhan might get staggered here, but with the sudden X-Threat, he's still keeping it strong. Boom chakalaka, there we go. Seeing the Grace come out by the Nui, covering Tuhan there just in case he had damage. But nope. Right now it's the blue team takes it again. The mag bomb is up. Clearance Hill. What is it?
Oh, Jacko surprise getting cancelled. Ducky transforming into Swan and getting descended on. Oh, facing on. You know what Young is? Young is a dragon. Dragon these. Oh, never mind.
Oh my
now
gosh.
we're seeing
Tuhan is just using that beautiful roll right there. Staying there with the sudden X. The clearance sale came out. It wasn't enough. But is it enough? It was enough. Oh my gosh. It is still anyone's game. This is the beautiful part about the minion. Grace is still up right now. Tuhan comes with a speedy zoom, zoom, zoom. Jackal said, eat this ult. But Jackal also said, bye-bye. We have 3 chargers. And the clearance sale comes out with the unyielding, but it wasn't enough. And blue team takes it again. Every single time.
Absolutely. The fact that they have so many knockup, especially from Young and Nui, getting covered, and the CC lock from Entangle, locking in 2 players, and clearance here being pushed out. Dragon Descent, second grip, ultimate is on the board, but the red team achieved the victory, claiming back the domination ring, heading up for the 3 points, probably for an overtime.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Wow. The Ducky just comes in. If they're gonna let the Ducky really get, like, for example, getting that juice pouch is huge. They can't let the Ducky. Yes, beautiful cancellation going in by the Nui. Wow, beautiful roll, clearing the point. Nui going ahead and executing. She needs to reset right now. They need to be healthy for this last fight.
Oh, 20-second on the clock. Ducky with the 3 stack, but getting stunned immediately. Jacko surprise landing on Nui. Young still have her ultimate, but getting. Oh my god! It's so quick! I couldn't even catch on.
Holy moly macaronis. They let the Young go through more scared than the Lauren Vex. That's the game, folks. Is that it's best of 3 or best of 5?
I think semi-final is best of 3. Yeah, the GGs are throwing out.
So
that's it.
Chop wins. Wow, what a game. You know, I had like we said, we both had a feeling once we saw the Rapunzel, the Young, and the Nui come out that the blue team had the advantage in the pick phase, and I think that is the strongest aspect of Chop. The only reason why they got sent to losers bracket was the execution, right? The execution wasn't there previously, but what was there is their intelligence, their veterancy, the beautiful aspect of the game of having the knowledge and knowing what those 3 buttons are going to do and what 3 buttons are better to go against the other team.
Absolutely, and Ego is here. Oh, we're sorry for the misinformation from my pod, Ego. You guys are the goats. We remember you. I remember name with the Japanese letters that we cannot pronounce at all. Oh, there he is. Speak of the devils.
Absolutely
Hey,
ugly. Rapunzel did her thing, getting those executions, having that beautiful, beautiful auto attack damage with the gold skill, really doing the damage there. Setting up their young for the quick execution, setting up the Nui for the executions. Absolutely amazing. But now we have Aura and Ego. Ego is ready. They are egoists. Blue lock. They are here to win. They are here to score.
oh, they all going Don Quixote. We are seeing 5 Don Quixote on the matchup right here. Look like we're getting ourselves a choo-choo train.
Aura, you can't copycat. Do your own thing, man. Do the flare. Do the flare.
Oh
Do
yeah. This is gonna look like fireworks. 4th of July, everyone.
All right, so we see the band coming in. We see a Kaiser band coming from Aura, knowing that Ego has a very strong Kaiser comp. The Narsha band comes out from Ego.
I'm not sure giving that a superior guy dominance. Wow, and a lot of escapability that coming from her ultimate. I would say Narsha is a good band, you know.
Narsha is a good band, especially Aura loving to play that proc, and he's always stuck in the air. Not giving him the opportunity to really pick him out here. And we see the proc pick. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's keep the top tiers going. Now we're going to see a pick from Uso Gaming and Retra. He's seeing right now the Zepeda. Uso Gaming on the Zepeda this tournament been absolutely devastating. And they are overlooking that by not banning it as well. I mean, the Kaiser would have came out otherwise. It's just such a tough situation. It's picking the lesser evils. And we see the Briar come through in this pick phase, not being actually banned.
Supposedly, Ego was picking Zepeta, trying to prevent the fact that they have the proc and Zep combo. And now, with the join in of Briar, then the proc combo now comes in the favor of the red team, isn't it? I think it is. I think if somehow Briar managed to get that fever dream upon proc, but it's a very slim chance that at this level that thing will happen. Zepeta will have that punches, nailing all member of the blue team. But Aura, let's not forget Lychee and Juhue, who plays very high mobility champion out here. Well, we see a Ratatouille over here. What's a Ratatouille?
Ratatouille. We see the Don Quixote come out, and we see the Hamlin come out here. The
Hamlin.
Hamlin has a really good healing build. Having that sudden X-Throw, you'll be able to really survive, dodge around, take the Briar out of the spinning wheel, right? Just his auto attacks alone. Don Quixote has a lot of priority as well, but we also see a Witch Queen coming out for Ego right now, which I think that might be really devastating for the blue team.
It is true. We just got to watch. Would you like to go ahead and give a shout out for this clan Ego over here?
Yeah, shout out to Haymaker for having an amazing performance, and also shout out to Aura as well. Let's just see how this game starts. The bomb goes out, hitting 2 people by proc, 1 person by the red team. Right now it's just 2v2 on the Dominion point. Are we gonna see anything? The skill comes out from proc. Skill comes out from. Oh my gosh!
Proc landing the skill back to back. What is going on? Zepeta getting the punching machine, but maximum output landing on Proc turning now. Don Quixote trying to do his best, trying to stay in the ground, but the cozy fever nightmare was just there, pushing out with the Thorn Wheels in the super power armor state. There's no counter to that.
Well, there is no counter to that at all. Right now, the blue team really needs to find their way in here. For now, the picks looks like it's really for the red team, but the blue team goes ahead and actually picks it up. He's frogged right now, but he's out of the frog state. Are we going to see a Cozy Nightmare come on? Is this punch going to actually land? Absolutely not. Hamlin said, no way, Jose. Briar's over there. Is he going to get the pinwheel out? No, he gets absolutely bursted and devastated. This Hamlin is doing a crazy amount of work. The carry, Jimaway, who is actually going insane, popping him, saying bye-bye. Cozy Nightmare comes out right here. Is he going to be able to charge up? Well, it's not enough.
Proc with the back-to-back leap, landing on top of every personnel on the red side. Oh my god, just give out so much space. Maximum output turning to a hammer time, knocking out Proc out here, but getting demolished. Zepeta getting demolished by Hamlin. Hamlin right here trying to dance. Now we are seeing the Thorn of Will being used, but push up immediately. Those shield bash. The Vortex will be popped. Getting 2 members of the red team out here. Now there's only Witch Queen left. Let's see what we do. But oh, Frog is just there, leaping on the frog. Who's the real frog now? Witch Queen?
Wow, that was an amazing performance by Jimaway. I didn't think he was going to land as many ults as he did. It was absolutely game-changing, bursting, stopping the pinwheel, proc hitting people. And let's not forget the Don Quixote properly landing Grace, pushing people out. Absolutely amazing, well-timed ults by both teams. Uso Gaming is not looking like Uso Gaming today. Where are the punches?
It's hard to say because like Zepeta was a pick in order to not letting Aura having that combo, but probably this is a 200 IQ move from Aura. You feel me? Like they pick Proc, so they force Ego to pick on the Zepeta because they have been doing so well on the Zep in the previous matches, and then they just pick the champion that absolutely counters Zepeta.
What champion would you say completely counters Zepeta?
We can see over here Don Quixote. As soon as he put on his reflective armor, Zepeta punching just gonna reflect back to himself and giving Don Quixote more health. Nothing's gonna move. And then there's Hamlin. Hamlin with the arguably one of the longest range marksmen out here, dishing out burst damage with the fully stacked ultimate as well, and getting that mobility as long as he moved up in the air with the ult attack, just giving a lot of space. And the proc just never stay in one place. Over here, we only see Zepeta manage to punch proc once, while proc over here leaping from players to players on the Ego side, pushing them all separated, unenabling them to making any play at all.
Beautiful explanation of what happened on the previous game. Absolutely beautiful, Chris, and you are 100% correct. And as we see here, we see the band, Kaiser, and then Narsha, the Zep locked. Uso Gaming said, you know what? I'm going to show you why I'm the best Zepeta in C right now.
Yeah, whoa, you miss out on the last game between red and red. I think it's not red and red. It was Chucky Man and it was the Red Devil and the Chucky Man. It was like Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson, and Granny Zepeta in the form of Muhammad Ali keep punching back to back.
We see Jimaway's Wuchi coming in too. This might be really like a lot more pressure than what is to be expected here. I don't know if the Don Quixote is going to stay. They might feel really confident on that.
Don Quixote is looking for a different pick, but it's their time.
Blue team is really thinking about the bans here.
Oh, Don is out of the equation. We can see that Don was taking a lot of spaces in the domination ring last game, providing support for Hamlin.
Someone is saying that Heavenly Top 1 Zep speaking La. I don't know what that even means, man. Anyways, Yeah, dude, I don't even know what this person's saying. So we see the Kyre, Nasha, Dawn. They're scared of the Don Quixote and the Briar. Very interesting here. Lacey really thinking on what he's gonna pick here. Are we going to see the Kurenai?
Kurenai. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, finally a Ravi with the domain expansion. I can finally say it.
Domain expansion Ravi is absolutely insane. Oh, but we see the Gumi coming out here, which should be able to put a lot of pressure. They don't have an answer for a marksman. They don't have an assassin right now. They are very slow and stationary characters. Well, they have the jumping, speeding proc and the Wuchi. Very interesting to see how this goes. Did Aura outpick them? Or are we fooled by ego?
Well, I just gotta see, because the true damage from Gumi is insane. It can cancel out the domain expansion now. We are watching here the best of the best. This is the first time we are seeing the 2 bombs being spawned out at the pickup place now. Brock trying to target Ravi. Oh, Gumi. Oh, Octavia with the knockup, but 2 players. Wuchi is just circling around, trying to targeting the Zepeta, but counter with the auto attack. Nansei landed on there. Oh, so Brock gathering 2 players. Oh, leaving only Zepeta in the field and eliminated right away with 57 health left, trying to dance into the blood pool, but no, Brock is just there. Brock is doing so much work.
You're gonna see the Wuchi ult here? Nope, we see the Vortex come out. Wow. The Gumi is over here using that ult. Robbie said, no way, domain expansion! But the point is still not to the red team. They're holding so strong right now, giving too much opportunity for Brock to come in. She tried to knock up, but Haymaker comes in, hammer time! Not enough. The Gumi is really holding on with the ultimate there. Ultimate comes right back up for Gumi. Hasn't been done yet. Boom chakalaka. Ult comes out from Octavia, but not strong enough. They're trying to push out, but they can't. The Gumi is just sniping everybody, seeing them there. Proc comes out. Oh my gosh! Haymaker! Oh, but it's not enough to kill Proc. Another beautiful ult from Robbie. Domain expansion, but it's not enough. And the blue team takes it. Aura 4-0. Slapping them around. Wow. I had a big feeling they won at picks. They won at picks, man. And that's it. 2-0. Sorry, Ego. But congratulations on getting 4th place.
Absolutely. Oh no, I think Ego should still get 1 more game, right? Yes, Ego is gonna go and get Jok.
Oh yeah, yes, this is the winner's bracket. This is the winner's bracket. They still have a chance. This is gonna be the battle for 3rd place. You're right. This will be the battle. Ego against Chop will be the battle for 3rd place. It will be the battle of the Zepeta Paymakers against the intelligence of Chop's picks.
We've seen what these 2 teams can do. However, the Crimson Dawn was just there. The Crimson Dawn was a bit bad, delayed it. It should be popping up earlier if Ravi could have done more damage throughout the game. But now, we're going in here. Ego versus Red. This is the El Clasico of Smash Legends Southeast Asia.
The El Clásico. This has been, from what I heard, a battle of ages. They have been going at each other for so long. And here they are again in top 3.
Wow. Wait. So if Chok win? Oh no.
Aura is just looking really strong, though. Aura is looking stupid strong.
Aura is on point today. They're sharp. Were they sharp with their pick?
Yeah. The thing is, they're just picking high tiers. And if they're picking low tiers, they're picking completely perfect comps. So they have about like 4 or 5 comps that they're sort of hard to ban. You sort of got to pick the lesser evil here. But with Ego and Red... Ego really determines on, their main characters. They're just playing what they're good with. And the red team, Chop, they're really huge on just playing as a team. And they let the Kaiser go through. That's what Ego been wanting.
Ego's looking for the Kaiser. Maybe we'll see a respawn of Mohammed Rani again.
Mohammed and Granny. Before we start, just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Please take over, Booty, if you can. I'll be right back.
All right, so now we are on to the top 3 for this whole tournament, because for the top 3 or the bronze medal fight over here on this tournament between Ego versus the red team over here. I think this is a very, very interesting lineup of people, especially are going to play on this tournament right now. And what do you say, Chris?
Oh, we're seeing Tuhan with the Lauren and Vex again. It is absurd what Lauren can Vex do with the second win ability. We have witnessed it back to back. But the punching machine might just do it. The punching machine might just put Vex in his place,
We're seeing the Kaiser pick on from the Uso gaming, and now Cliffenzu is playing that Zapata, especially for this, this counter pick. Yeah, I think we can safely say that Zapata kind of counters Kaiser a lot, because Kaiser is pretty stationary, doesn't move that much, and Zapata is also one of those characters that can punish a lot of other legends that actually are very slow at moving, and as well having to be able to dish out 4,000 damage per punch from Zapata is already massively insane as well. And these bans are also pretty popular bans. We're seeing the Narsha ban, we're seeing the Briar ban. This could be very, very interesting. And as well, this is going to be a best of 5 because this is the bronze medal match between these two teams.
A best of 5. Wow. We have a journey to go with us. Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Welcome back, Okumi.
Big journey run here. Seeing the Lauren and the Zapata pop out. I mean, hey, look. like you said, Rexo. A haymaker from Zapata could be absolutely devastating to the Kaiser.
That is true. That maximum output, just being able to dish out massive amounts of damage, not being able to, let the Kaiser play a lot. Especially, I think maybe because of the grace and the shield that the Kaiser is using, could be a counter towards those type of plays. But we still do not know what could happen. Especially, this is the top 3, strongest teams in the region is now playing right now. So this is very, very crazy.
Let's not forget, this is an El Clasico, and in this El Clasico, we're once again having Mike Tyson in terms of Kaiser against Muhammad Ali in Zapata. But I have to agree with you, Rexo. The shield might just be it. The shield and the sustainability from Sudden Extort, probably pairing with another support player or maybe a long-range marksman here, would just give Kaiser enough space, mobility, in order to land some punching machine to just slap on Mohammed Granny to show them who's the boss in Philly.
I do agree. I think this is as you mentioned, it's an El Clasico, and I think Zapata and Kaiser also is part of the El Clasico matchup. These two characters just have a lot of punches, and they're going to be flying in this top 3 matchup between Ego and the Red Clan that is clashing out in the top 3 tournament for the Smash Legends SEA tournament. Especially, I want to thank you again for everyone that's already participating thus far, playing a lot of games yesterday, and as well participating and performing very well on tonight's stage. Not to mention all of the wonderful sponsors that already helped us, that make this tournament come true. I can't thank you guys enough for the support.
Oh yeah, they're playing their hearts out. They want that money. We know that American dollars go very, very long way over there.
Yeah, in this economy, bro. Absolutely.
They're playing for real money right now. Like, you know what I mean? They're playing to really maybe pay their rent, maybe pay a bill, maybe pay a debt. Like, this is real. Like, you don't know what goes on in people's life. People are playing Smash Legends for real right now. As we see the Goldie lock in. Great call out by Chris, calling out support, I believe. And then we see the Owie lock in chat. If you don't know the bands, it is Narsha, Briar, Croc, Alice. And we see the T-Moon come in. A clearance sale.
Now we're going to get ready for the first top 3 bronze medal match of the night between the Ego clan versus the Red clan that is going to begin just right now.
Wow, we see it come up. This is so exhilarating.
I'm hyped.
Anything can happen. It could be anyone's game.
On the blue side, with all the thickest champion we can think of right here, the most giant of giant. Now, the rock landed from Owie. Owie just getting pushed out of the way, but Muhammad Ali coming in, punching into the face of Mike Tyson. T-Moon getting smacked with that ferocious Batman. Maximum output, doing that hammer time. Oh my god, Mike Tyson jumping in from mid-air. Goldie with the ultimate, just dropping.
Look at that performance from Goldie managed to get 1 kill. Look at that point from Kaiser. This blue team is just picking apart every single part from the red team, performing very well in the early game for the third. But and look at that can spray being able to take out Tuhan as well.
Usually,
my bad.
Go.
You good?
Oh,
Super Haymaker comes in, Heavenly Fist comes in, but it's a clearance sale going on right now. Is it able to nerf Burf to Kaiser? No, another clearance sale, double clearance sale. Goldie comes out, actually get absolutely bursted. Kaiser holding this point so strong, but not enough because it's hammer time, baby. And red team, Chop takes the point back for HP battle right now. They're both extremely healthy. It is anyone's game. Belly flop.
Look at that trembling mountain from Aoi actually crashing down on top of the red team, and look at that Vex being very low and the clearance sale from the red team is available. But look at that Goldie with the performance, jamming her out with the music, managed to heal his HP back up. And look at that Kaiser with the heavenly body just crashing down on top of everyone on the red team. This could be dangerous for
They need a
the
reset.
red team.
They need a reset.
Hey.
They didn't reset.
Blue
They
team
didn't
got a
Now they're
reset,
not gonna be
guys.
healthy.
Oh no.
They're not going to be healthy
Punchy
here.
machine resistance. T-Moon with full health and just smack down that bomb now. We're going to see maximum output very soon here. Oh,
Maximum output! Oh
Fully
my
gets
god.
punched and devastated. Boom! As we said, the red team goes out and takes the belly. Heavenly body gets taken out. Wow, are we going to see a beautiful belly flop trembling mountain from that Owie hitting that Vex super counter? But it's not enough. Can Kaiser get in there in
Kaiser's
time?
back,
Is he gonna be
Kaiser's
able to
back.
hold the point? I don't
Everybody,
think he'll be able to. No!
That was so close from the Kaiser not being able to pop the heavenly body, resulting in that Lord and Vex getting that MVP from Tuhan and securing the first match of this, round, right? This is an interesting matchup between these two teams that has played tonight.
we just got to find out, like, in the last overtime, the position from Tuhan is just elegance. As soon as he spotted Aoi jumping into Vex, he just immediately jumped into that coconut tree on the top left corner, making out his space in order to just slap those heels onto Aoi faces and and achieve the victory.
Yeah,
This is map
it was
awareness,
just a super
guys.
throw. It was a super throw by Ego. The resets wasn't there. Once you eliminate your opponents and they have that 5-second respawn, especially not having a speedy team, both teams not being speedy, other than the one Swift that Zapata using and the one Swift that Goldie's using, just do the reset. They wasn't healthy enough for the last fight at all. With Kaiser, his unyielding popped. Not his unyielding. None of them are running unyielding. Excuse me. With Kaiser in his heavenly body, he just ends up getting bursted.
It is true, but let's not forget that with the strike barrier on level 9, you get to heal 70% left of the remaining barrier, and the barrier can be perks on with the grace as well. So there's a lot of health to be recovered back. Combining with the gravity bomb, graffiti bomb from Goldie as well. That's a lot of health to sustain, but they're just not there. They're too heavy.
Yeah, they're way too heavy. And the Goldie was really, really good. You see Rexo landing even a triple just the right spray, which is her skill, and just he lands it, which is dope, and he lands the ult, which is also awesome, but it didn't stop the haymakers from Clevensu.
I think the Haymaker team is getting haymakered actually by Clefens over here with that Zapeta pick from the last match right now. But like now, again and again, the Kaiser from Uso Gaming is being able to be picked again, especially on this space map. I think Kaiser is really dominant, especially being able to occupy a lot of spaces, having high knockbacks on this point is very crucial. But now we're seeing the Zapeta and Lauren and Vex being able to be picked again by the red team over here.
They are not scared, but we see the Unyielding now coming out from Kaiser, which was way better. That was his original build. I don't know why he chose to use Strike Barrier, but now with the Unyielding should run across the game unless you are doing something such as Tuhan's using his Lauren Vex, using that second wind so they both get that shield, giving Lauren Vex about 2k HP. On top of that, with the damage reduction from Tactical Superiority, could be super devastating for the blue team if they don't have an answer to it.
Not to mention again, the proc is now being banned, so that means the 3 bans that has dropped is Narsha, Briar, and now proc is now eliminated from this second match on this top 3 bronze medal fight between these two teams.
This is going to be insane. Nobody wants to lose. They came so far, eliminated so many teams in this tournament. And
I'm surprised. Alex
like
is banned. I'm surprised.
It's just between Ego's strongest legends against the brains of Chop Chop.
Okay, Alice is also now being banned. I think Alice also have a lot of presence, especially on this map, specifically being able to use that buddy black hole and actually, just getting everyone into one point for that Kaiser to actually just punch everyone off the Dominion point is crucial, especially on this map. It's basically a free kill for the Kaiser if it actually happens.
Yeah, actually, yeah, very good point, Rexo. That is a genius band, considering that it is space map right now. Redtra is going to pick, and he just changed his mythic skin. He put on his mythic skin for Goldie. I think that's his pick.
I think Redtra is also like one of the prominent Goldie users, especially in this region. I think he also holds one of the titles from the leaderboards of, being a Goldie main out here. Especially, I think we've seen as well that combo out with Kaiser being able to sustain for so long with that can spray that Goldie throws out. But now we're seeing the Peter pick again coming out from Ego.
I don't know about this Peter pick. What do you guys think? Oh, we see the Maya come out.
But Maya comes with the can't stop, won't stop though. There's nothing much to pick around.
Wow.
But that's true. But now we're going to go into the second round of the top 3 bronze medal match right here between Ego and the Red Clan. Very, very strong players. We've seen them showing so many performances tonight, and every moment and every highlight they're thrown out is very, very electrifying. But that graceful maneuvering misses just a bit onto that Peter.
Okay, here we go. Absolutely insane. Launched out the Maya, but comes back in just to get punched. A completely misskilled by Zapeta right here. Whoa, what a hand slap. The red team gets the point.
Look at that Peter Whirlwind of Neverland though.
The hand slap again once being used, but the punching machine is there now. Super Armor Power State is here. We might be seeing some punches letting out, but it misses. Hammer time using, but the body armor is still here though. Kaiser trying to grab it up too hard, getting
from the
stunned.
Goldie. Ooh, look at that big ult for the Goldie, and it's Zapeta recognizing that their team is now wiped and needs to do a massive graceful maneuvering from the Maya. Look at that ultimate goal. G-Love managed to take out 2 players from the blue team. Now the red team is hungry for more. Look at that Zepeda with the maximum output into the hammer pick. That Peter over there with the whirlwind though, dealing massive damage.
We're going to see here if the blue team could actually do anything because the red team is so absolutely healthy right now. Are we going to see the Heavenly Fist comes in? Beautiful Grace. Heavenly Fist is absolutely ready. Peter, spin to win. Wasn't enough. Are we going to see a Mega Fist punch? It wasn't enough. Kaiser answered with his punch. It's still not enough. He's punching the other way, living, and blue team captures the point. It didn't matter how healthy they were. They said, no way, Jose.
Look at that Peter as well, having that ultimate of Neverland manages to get 2 players from the red team. Oh, not enough from the Maya to come back to the stage with the Go G-Love, and the red team needs to do another rotation. The blue teams are also very low, but Retra having that healing. This could be crucial moment if they can spray off healing that hit him, but look at that punch. I had that so sad from the ultimate from This Is It manages to hit, but it's so not fair.
Haymaker comes out again, and it's not enough. Maya gets pushed out, and Ego takes.
Oh my god, that Peter pick that you doubted actually came through with the MVP, man. That was insane.
I still doubt it. But it's really hard for Kaiser to get MVP, right? But the Peter with just landing so many ground skills, having that heavy sword, really knocking people back, and being able to just consistently go on point with the swift moves was, I doubted it, and I still doubt it, but you proved me wrong. You're able to get on point, able to push people out, hitting that spin to win on multiple characters. A beautiful performance by Ego. Retra just landing so many spray cans onto the red team, letting Kaiser heal. You had the ability to heal with the sudden X sword. The right pick on that enchant was the unyielding, and then Ego just came on top. We are going to see the proper footing from Chop right now.
Not to mention as well, I think we're going to the night or abandoned pirate ship late night over here, changing the course, especially as I mentioned before, right, that Kaiser and Peter having that high knockback is actually pretty insane on a map like the Space Dock. But now we're moving to a more grounded map, Briar being banned again from the red team.
Briar is a really, really, really good ban that they're banning from the red team, because now you don't want to go against the Briar and the Kaiser, right? But they keep letting the Kaiser through. If you're just going to let the Kaiser through, are you more scared of the Kaiser or are you more scared of the Zepeda? Now, that's how it works. And like I said previously, they're just picking the characters that they are super comfortable with. You see the Goldie main picking Goldie. You see Uso Gaming going ahead and picking his second most played character, which is Kaiser. So they're sort of going on team comps, but they're just on such a comfort pick that they're turning around situations when they have even lower HP than the other team. Not without any assassin, without a Jackal Snow, without a Robin Snow, like it is absolutely insane the amount of damage output Ego is bringing to the table with the characters they're choosing.
Not to mention again with that Lauren and Vex pick onto Tuhan as well, and no change whatsoever from the Ego team over here. Very, very confident with those picks of Kaiser and as well with Goldie. That's really interesting as well, right?
Yeah, dude, they're Ego for a reason. They're named Ego for a reason. They're just Ego picks. They just Ego picks.
I know, right? They're just using their power pick. They're confident they're going to win this matchup, with their Kaiser, with the Goldie, as well as the Peter. And you tried to prove wrong, but never mind. The Peter said, I will prove myself and, make actually the moment and the highlight of that Space Dock gameplay. But now the proc has been banned as well from the blue team. Now proc, I think, as well, is one of the strongest characters, especially in Dominion, that having that vortex as well, the merciless headwind, being able to stun lock your opponents with so many hits is just crazy, man.
Yeah, it is a lot of hits. Hold on. Macho, can you leave my room, my dog? Get out.
Yeah, not to mention
got a
as well,
puppy.
you know. Ooh,
I literally
Zapeta
got
is being banned now from the red team. That's interesting. From we've seen the Zapeta actually uh uh being used a lot from the red team to counter the Kaiser, but this is a very interesting situation actually.
Yeah, they do. Ego does have 2 Zapeta mains, so they just don't want to deal with it. Maybe giving Klinsu another opportunity to play something else. Like, he is mainly an assassin player. Play by your strengths, you know. Tuhan also has a large list of players, so he's just the ultimate fill pick. But then you have
Mm-hmm.
Setmek as well, also being able to play a bunch of different strong powered legends. Maybe something like a Jackal, like I just said, would be able to actually burst him down with the Nui pick. Could really turn the tides.
Not to mention Jacko having that high damage output with his ultimate surprise, dealing massive damage with the mythical enhancement lightning. That just is insane, especially into Kaiser, right? Being a stationary character as well, but no change whatsoever from the lineup of the blue team over here. Ego being the egoistical they are.
Yeah, we're about to go see the game happening, and here we go. We start. This is it right here. It's a best of 5 right now. It's 1-1. It's anyone's game still. The momentum is moving back and forth. And the Peter locked in. They are not scared. They're egoing all their picks.
That is true, but maybe this Nui pick and as well with the Jacko surprise could be probably the counter to this lineup because, both Jacko and Nui are very, very comfortable into that Kaiser pick. But now we see the surprise from Jacko doing so much damage and the sun shall rise, hitting towards Retro's body, dealing massive damage, not being able to get countered again. We see the unyielding going up, but the first point goes to the red team. Ooh, what a
They're just
Peter!
winning this Kaiser. Oh, spin to win. The surprise comes out, but it wasn't enough. The Peter goes ahead and gets a nice easy heal. The heavenly body clears the point, but not completely, with just a sliver left. Nui is still pushing. Kaiser is still punching, but it's not enough. Are we going to see the sun shall rise? And we do, and the sun have risen, and the blue team just gets demolished
My
here.
God, look at that double smash coming through from the red team. That's Nui proving to be the perfect counter, especially for Kaiser. But no, Jacko surprise missed on the boomerang going back through. But now the heavenly body is being popped by the Kaiser over here. But look at that damage from Nui. Sunshine Rise dealing so much damage, and Tuhan right there tries to back up his friend. But now Retra with the this is it. No, not enough. This could be it for Ego. Now we're looking again. That Kaiser tries to get in. I don't think it's enough.
Wow. What a beautiful coverage by the Jacko there on that jump pad. Nui just using the sun shall rise. Rising and blasting the whole blue team into oblivion. Don't forget about the Jacko surprise and the beautiful positioning. Tuhan is basically like the center of a freaking NBA team doing all the dirty work that we don't see.
He's just like that libero on a volley team, right? Being able to cover
Exactly.
so much ground, especially being able to pair up with Vex. And I see that, every time that Nui is in a bad position, that Jacko, that Vex, and Lauren is able to just cover so much ground inside that arena, not letting, Retra and Uso Gaming have a breather at all in that matchup.
Wow, so it's 1-2 right now. 2 for Chop Chop, 1 for Ego. And the egoing picks doesn't look it right now. I believe okay, let me hear what you think, Rexo. What do you think Ego needs to do to win this set?
I think this could be an interesting matchup, as Lauren and Vex is a pretty mobile character, being able to jump really high, comboing a lot of characters from the blue team over here. But I think the red team just always have a good answer into that Kaiser. That Kaiser is just a sitting duck, especially in the face of Nui and Jacko. So they need to come up with a better plan now.
Yeah, the plan isn't really there, and That's probably really, really smart on that Zepeda ban previously to stop. I don't know, name. That's his name, right? Ego
Mm-hmm.
name. Okay, yeah, to stop Name from playing his comfort pick as well, because we know the egoists just like to be egoists. We know the Kaiser could be bounced around anywhere, but they need to pick the Kaiser first because let me tell you something, Chop Chop could play any legend in the game. This team could literally play any legend. So you need to be ready for any team composition. Like we said, this is the way of the mains versus the strategists. What
Not to
will win,
mention as well,
brains or the bronze?
that brick from Tuhan has also been played. I mean, that this team is just very flexible on their pick strat, being able to counter many lineups. Yet, maybe utilize this character that goes in linear directions, such as Narsha. They can play the counter to Snow, or like characters that are assassins like Javert. They have the brick pick, but now this Lauren has not been stopped once and for all by the blue team, and the Kaiser as well being picked again from the blue team. As we mentioned again and again, that Narsha and Briar is just a staple band between these two teams, man.
Yeah,
I would
it's been a consistent band. They're just too scared. Go ahead, Chris.
I would just say that I would love to see Ali in the play, like Alibaba and the 100 Thieves. With his open sesame and all the dagger, he can focus and eliminate Vex immediately out of the round because Ego is not respecting Vex at all. Vex in Tuhan's hand. We can see Lauren was just dancing around the battlefield and letting Vex do all the job while occupying the domination round. And Vex is just there. And we need to get Vex out of the equation whenever Tuhan is on the field.
No way we see a Master Cat. Nah, right? He's a Master Cat main, isn't he, or nah?
I mean, he plays a lot of assassins, fighter characters, dual characters. He plays a lot of them. Cliffenzu.
I don't know about this Master Cat right now because the heavenly body from Kaiser could just dominate him. It's hard to gain his ult, but he could really segregate the support and the Kaiser if he doesn't have the ultimate up as well as the Peter. So that's what they seem like the red team is going for. Oh, he is not going to pick the Master Cat. I don't think right now he's currently selecting champions. As we see the same lineup from Ego, the Kaiser, the
Goldie?
wow, I'm brain farting. The Goldie, the Peter, as well as the Jacko might being able to come out again, especially with that T-Moon in the clearance cell. Could be a lot of damage, a lot of burst damage coming out right now. And we see the Jacko pick.
All right, we're going again to the match of the night. This is I think this is the fourth match of this best of 5 for this bronze medal match, and Chris and Okumi take the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. As you see this game coming in, they're all slow characters right now. Who's gonna get the mag bomb first? Right now is looking favor for Peter with that lifty movement speed, landing the bomb there. Boom chakalaka, not done. Jack already up, strong up for a surprise. Lands the bomb. Super mega punch comes out. Wow, it's anyone's game.
Punching Machine was there, knocking out 2 players, but oh my god, the surprise is grinded out. Heavenly Body Armor should be proc for every moment right now, but Unyielding is there now. Spinning Record is here. Vex needs to disappear, and now Vex is out of the equation, but oh my god. Kaiser,
Ooh.
no health, Villain Cell is there, grinding up continuously. We are seeing Kaiser Punching Machine being put to work, but it's just not enough.
That sudden X-Sword being able to sustain the Kaiser for a bit longer, but Jacko surprised, and over here, this is it by Goldie. Managed to hit the body of also gaming punching machine, being able to knock out Chipmac with the team over here and killing Cliffenzu in the process, getting that double smash. And Tuhan is now alone in this point.
Yeah, Tuhan.
We're seeing a lot of resources.
Doing all the dirty work, but I don't know if it's enough. The Kaiser came in with the double kill. Boom chakalaka, the red team just instantly takes that back. Heavenly Body coming out as the punches go on. Jacko able to secure the point using the surprise, getting, oh my gosh, the Jacko! The Jacko just instantly bursted. The Kaiser is the Goldie. Gonna show why she's the Goldie man? Absolutely not, unfortunately. Ego, thank you. thank you so much for participating in this tournament. You guys had an amazing showing, truly showing your egoist side. And congratulations to Chop Chop for moving on to the finals, getting that rematch, if I do believe so. They went against Aura in bracket, right? Aura was the one that knocked them down.
Yeah, Aura and Chochok is going to have more matches to come. Thank you very much for playing from the Egoist clan over here, showing up and bearing their teeth. They're literally not changing a single pick, going by that ego motto and telling everyone that we've placed third inside the biggest SEA tournament that we've seen so far.
Yeah, absolutely. That's nothing to scoff at. You guys should be really, really, really proud to make it this far. Absolutely amazing, Eagle Clan. You guys showed your promise.
I love the fact that Eagle is nursing their thirst to do what all the egoists will do. They are nurturing their best champion. They're looking for blood in the water, and now they're ranking third, which is an achievement. Third of the entire SEA region. Guys, keep fighting, keep doing what you do the best and climb to that top position. There will be more tournaments in the future, and I hopefully will see the matchup once again between Red and Eagle, the El Clasico of all time.
That was a very interesting El Clasico being won by the red team over here. But now we have the grand final match of the night, the first ever grand final match for the Smash Legends SEA Championship Tournament for the Southeast Asia region. Now we are also welcoming the stage to our team. For the first team, that will be Aura, and the next one will be Team Chochok or the Red Clan over here.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Jimaway, Lisi, has been performing out their minds, barely dropping any games. Probably drop less than like 3 games. They've been absolutely dominating the scene right now, all the way in winter bracket. Is there a bracket reset?
I think there is. Yeah, for this will be a best of 5, and if Chochok actually manages to win, this might be a bracket reset happening actually.
Yeah, the bracket reset actually happens here. It is going to be a battle of gaming stamina. As we know, these guys have been gaming super hard, making sure they're warm in between games. That is going to play a counter into this grand finals as it does to almost any gaming tournament. I've been literally playing gaming tournaments since I was about in the 2nd grade. And the biggest factor when it comes down to these grand finals is stamina.
The war of attrition could happen between these two teams, and you've seen the red team for this Chochok team has been playing through the lower brackets, but they have been showing so much performance. They were electrifying, especially that Lauren from Tuhan, but sadly for this grand final match, that Lauren and Proc has now been banned, and the Kurenai pick, first time ever showing in this grand final match.
It's like he's been hiding this pick this whole time.
It's not like he has
8,000 games. Yeah. But they let it actually go through. Now, running that trophy collector, Kurenai being able to easily hold and stall point for his team to come back for a proper reset. This will be it. Now, the red team needs to figure out how would they work with the anti-airs. Are going to see a Rapunzel come out? No, we see a Briar come out. Oh, we do see a Rapunzel come out. Woo-hoo! Told you.
That Briar and Rapunzel, man, has been doing so much damage into this tournament. We've seen their performance. These two characters are just very, very crazy, with that Cozy Nightmare as well as the second Grave from Rapunzel.
We see the egoist mentality still sort of lingering in this custom lobby in this beautiful C championship with that Kurenai pick. Now, are we going to see why you banned my Laurentia? LOL. Tuhan is hilarious. And the Robin ban comes in from Aura. Very interesting. They think that Tuhan will pick Robin. I don't know. Have Tuhan been picking Robin this tournament?
I think it's just a very powerful character. I mean, especially in the hands of great players, especially on the grand final. That means you're basically on the top two best teams in SEA right now that is actually playing on the stage.
Wow. Yeah, I absolutely agree, especially with your builds. The insane one-shot Robin build could be absolutely devastating. So right now we see the Narshot Robin, Lauren, and Proc ban here, and blue team is now going to pick their final two characters. Tuhan's brain going in as clockwork, and those gears grinding to see what will be the possible counter pick. We might see a Nui here. Jimaway, are you going to bring out another Wuchi extravaganza dunk?
I mean, that is also possible, especially in this map, right? Wuchi, but oh my god, the Hamelin is now being shadow picked. And yes, we've seen that Hamelin that we've seen on that Aura game that we see. It was amazing, man. Being able to counter a lot of movements from the enemy team, and now we're seeing that Nui as well being able to do so much damage. And last but not least, your favorite one, Okumi.
Here we go with the Majesty is here, the King of Dragons, Tuhan truly representing the power. Now we got a lot of stuff on the ground. We got some anti-airs, and we got a lot of stuff on the ground from the other team, and we got some anti-airs. Who is going to win?
As we enter our first of the grand finale, on the blue team, against red. As we can see, Young is now entering with this power force now, but getting knocked up immediately, hitting the bottom of three people from Kurina. Oh my god, the ring has already turned blue, but the death roll from Raya is just there now. Now Young is just spinning around, doing the spinning record, speeding through the entire team, but it is a chaotic match right now. Second grave didn't land on match. Hamlin getting caught in it, but no, it's just not enough. All the team member of the blue teams is getting absolutely demolishing of the red team out here.
We don't count the
we're
red
seeing
team
the
out
cozy
just yet.
nightmare being popped there. Alright, we're seeing as well this Torn Wheel absolutely pushing everyone from the blue team, managing to get this point, but no, we're seeing Clefenzu with the second grave online is not being able to use it, and the shuriken, the sushi fishes being thrown away by Lechi, and the cozy nightmare over here into the middle of the stage with the Dragon's Ascent following up on the red team's offense over here.
Yeah, right now there's a lot of pressure going on, a lot of things on the floor. Red team is continuously holding on to this point, showing their fangs. The Jimaway is looking for an opportunity to pull, but absolutely not. Now while Young is in super armor, are we going to see the sun shall rise into the cozy nightmare? The Majesty is still rolling. Here we go, the Young ult comes out, holding on to the point. Jimaway rocks in that strike barrier.
Look at that rat solo stage being able to, buy a lot of time for the blue team to tag along again into this matchup with 3-2 scores. And a Dragon Ascent over there being able to counter this anyway. The rat solo stage once again proves this Hamelin's might on this battlefield.
Oh, but Young is just there immediately with the speed up and the dragon rolling now. But, whoa, are we seeing any retakes soon right now? But Jimbo with only about 5% of his HP left, while Young doing his best trying to do now. Sepnek with the rolling, getting cancelled by the Circle of Light, getting cancelled again with his auto attack. Second grave should be used right now. Second grave!
Oh my god, that Sunshine Rise was huge, being able to knock out so many players of the red team's HP, but now the blue team is in control again. Two rollers are in, that Thorn Wheel and Dragon's Majesty just going around the battlefield, dealing so much damage with the roly-poly over here. But no, the blue team is still hungry for some match. Look at that Kurenai's damage with the Art of Blossom managing to take Tuhan out, but the Cozy Nightmare over here goes down and the second grave misses their target.
Yeah, there's too many ults being missed by Rapunzel right now. Your team needs you in this final countdown. Wow, the current eye really showing up, but the Rapunzel bites back with a beautiful air skill. The unyielding comes out, but the current eye is showing his fangs.
Look
The
at
blue
that play
team
from
takes it.
Lychee over there with the Art of Blossom, managing to take 2 players out of the Dominion point with such amazing fashion. And that is just the first game from this grand final, man.
Yeah, dude, let me tell you that current eye is doing some crazy, crazy work. Retaking points 2v1ing. It might be smarter to just not let Lychee play that.
Not to mention, that Kurenai was the first of this tournament to be picked and showing so much power into that matchup. I was not expecting, Young and Briar, two very, very strong characters, being able to roll around the Dominion point and showing so much hyper armor into the matchup. But the Hamelin, did you see that Hamelin sustain? It was so crazy, man. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
Let nanti.
Lychee, with his main character, with his book on the shelf, he's gonna unleash wrath on Red Team. Red Team need to research, guys. You cannot let Lychee put his hand on Kurenai. Such mobility, so high damage, especially increase of ninjutsu force. Increased damage of all attack by 32% when the HP is below 50%. Adding on with the 9% movement, he's uncuttable. And then let's not forget the rupture as well. Oh, and he get that super armor state whenever he uses the ultimate.
Absolutely insane. Let's not sleep on the Nui pick either. Nui in this tournament, a lot of people aren't really finding answers, sort of letting the Nui using her ultimate, the Sun Shall Rise, landing a 3-man ult, directly lasering the red team in a straight line, taking back to the minion point. Jimaway going ahead and landing so many auto attacks, really stopping that pinwheel, forcing the pinwheel going on weird directions, and the proc is out for Setmik right now, locking in that proc. Locking in a really good build, having that tactical superiority, having the skill sturdy raincoat, which gives 70% damage reduction, as well as a 20% damage reduction from the tactical superiority, giving a 90% damage reduction while all being practically immovable.
Not to mention again, that Lauren is banned again, by the way. Lauren and Briar.
Oh, have we seen any Kurenai band yet? Oh no, we have not. But Lychee, locking in. Rapunzel, trying to respond to proc, while also can protect Nui in the air battle. This is a good pick. Now they are actually, the aura has been demonstrating hell of a job in the back game, and now they're showing more of a tightly knitted bonding teammates with all the combination of the team comp.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
No, continue. I'm just agreeing.
Alright, then I think as well, securing that Nui pick as well with that Rapunzel, just having a lot of burst damage in stock for the blue team right now, and as well that we see that Lauren, Narsha, Briar, and Zapeta has been banned from this grand final second match.
Yeah, right now you see the gears really grinding on the red team, taking their time with their pick, using their strengths. Because what we've been seeing is a lot of the time Chop just completely outpicking the other team. But with a team so strong as Aura, they just need a proper team comp and a proper game plan, and that's literally it. And right now we see the Molly coming out, mainly probably being able to completely devastate the Nui, keeping her out with those jump aerials. What is Tuhan going to pick last? He's thinking here. I really think we might see another Young pick. He has been playing a bad Young, but he needs his team to relieve a little pressure so he could safely roll while they're going ahead and holding that point.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've seen that, Young and Briar has been very dominant on this, tournament, but now we're seeing that Aura is not afraid of these picks and says that we want to use Brick, Proc, and Molly to face this Nui and Rapunzel lineup from Aura. This could be an interesting matchup, especially playing on the abandoned late night map for the second match on this grand final. And the Kaiser pick has dropped again by the blue team. Now we're going back into the fight for the second match in this top two teams of Southeast Asia.
Yeah, like I said, they have a certain amount of comps. You see the same comps coming out from Aura consistently. And the red team doesn't have an answer to burst out that Kaiser right now. As we see, game 2, this grand finals happening. Kaiser goes ahead and throws the bomb, so this proc completely misses. We see the walls are up right now. Molly going in, pressuring them. Absolutely devastating right now. Aura's looking very unhealthy, getting pushed out consistently by the Molly. The Molly's flying, the proc is flying. Are we going to see the Heavenly Fist eventually come in? The Heavenly Body comes in.
Oh my god, that damage from Jimaway over here. Getting 3 people off the red team. That damage is insane. Shooting rays of sunlight into the team. But no, we're seeing Tuhan over here still wanting for some more. The point is still not been claimed.
Fortress Vortex pushing out, gathering all 3 members of the blue team, but we are still have not decided. Nearly 1 minute into the fight. So the light is here. The light is here. Sapnake trying to dance around. No, the light is pop again. Second grave getting no member out of the blue team, and now Heavenly Body Bomber bringing Proc out. Machine working its way, riding on Glib and Zoo, but Tuhan Fortress Vortex is here as well. Oh, getting stunned though.
Look at that, Tuhan managed to tag in for the last moment, and still almost 1 minute and a half. This point is still not being taken from these two teams. Sapnake over there, and finally, after a long time, the point has gone to the blue team.
We have Heavenly Body ready here by standby. Blue team completely got the point. That was an absolutely insane battle for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Finally, the 1 point actually goes to the blue team. Heavenly Body comes out. Super, Mega Punch, Rapunzel all comes out. Absolutely bursting, completely devastating. Proc, Vortex comes out. Wow, nice, beautifully done. But is it enough? No, it's not. The sun shall rise. The house has been built. And here we go. Is the Molly gonna land? They all absolutely beautiful push. Proc hits 2 people. The red team takes the point.
Look at that, Vortex managed to get 2 people, but damn, that Sunshine Rise actually misses. Cliffenzu just doing so many counters that the second game actually misses because of the hit from the Kaiser, but now we're seeing Tuhan being able to tag it again with the one complete managing to get 2 players from the blue team, doing so much damage for the Kaiser. Still wants more, look at that, gets stunned, but still, that Heavenly Body is just doing so much work right now.
There's only 2 members of the blue team is in the domination ring right now. Shiny getting 2 members of the red team. Brock is just jumping around, but now Cleve and Zoo trying to find some damage. Great counter on the circle of light. Another counter hitting on Rapunzel. Rapunzel with the second point, waiting for an opportunity to try to counter and getting the domination ring back. But Fortress Vortex, capturing on the body armor here. Kaiser with the
That's such a getting 2 players from the look at the triple smash that's been gone down to Jimaway, being able to knock out 3 players of the red team. But now, that look at that counter from Lepenzu onto the Sun Shall Rise, dealing massive damage to the Nui.
Nui Sun Shall Rise again. It doesn't stop. It's like it's a whole skill actually coming faster than the skill. She has the ult again. This is absolutely crazy. The Vortex come out. There's only 15 seconds on the clock. The red team really needs to find a way. Is Chop Chop gonna actually find a way here? Another ult comes out from the Nui. Absolutely devastating. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! The game right here. Game 2 goes to Chop Chop.
Look at that Molly doing God's work on getting that MVP, countering every single Sunshine Rise that the blue team has thrown out. Even though we've seen that triple kill from Jimaway landing, but damn, I was not expecting that Molly countering every single second on that last overtime point. This is a 1-to-1.
I love Smash Legend. I love Smash Legend.
Me too, man. Me too, man.
I love 5-Man Labs, baby. Thank you for making this Korean battle arena that lets me be seasoned in my childhood of the beautiful battle arenas, arenas that I've been playing while growing up. Absolutely amazing game. You see that Molly there, like we said, and Jimaway actually making Nui look completely insane, continuously having ults going, pow, the sun shall rise here and the sun shall rise there. However, Cleansu coming in with those beautiful ultimates and those amazing reaction times, blasting these guys out the point.
What an intense showdown on the grand finale. This is just the first two map, guys. I request next tournament, the grand finale should be a BO8. Best of 8, guys. This is so packed. This is so intense.
I think a BO8 can take forever to finish, man. Even if we're just seeing a best of 5 being played, and all of the rounds that we've seen has been hype, intense. Even to the last second, we see that Molly popping off, dealing massive amounts of counterattacks to the blue team. We just can't have that many battles, man. That was just insane if we could actually have it. But now we're seeing that Lauren again being banned, not being able to be picked by Tuhan and the proc as well, dealing so much annoyance to the red team. We see the Vortex just, vortexing up every single player from the blue team over here.
Yeah, absolutely. And they can't really do nothing about it with the damage reduction there. He was never being able to burst out from his ult, properly using his ult around Lisi's skill when he was playing Rapunzel, so Rapunzel wasn't able to get the stun on him. Well done by Setmek. Tuhan there as well, landing a bunch. Like I said, he is the center of the team, the libero of the team, doing all the dirty work, landing those double ults, catching those people out on the side, getting some executions with that ult, him knowing that his ult has the strongest, quickest damage output on that team, especially with that Furious Strike building in and everyone tried to hit him, but it wasn't enough, and they scrapped it up. What a beautiful, and we see that Briar locked in.
We're seeing as well, I think I was actually pretty stoked as well by the draft pick from the team before that Aura did, that Kaiser into Rapunzel and Nui just being able to, funnel all the Kaiser's damage output and presence not being interrupted by the Nui or Rapunzel, because usually it's being easily countered as well, the Zepeda ban. So it was very, very thoughtful, methodical picking from the blue team. But now the Briar has been selected once again for the blue team.
We can see the back-to-back trade on the color of the domination ring. And also, wow, 1 minute and 20 seconds of the first point contest. What skills do you need in order to do this? Continuous rotation, continuously backlash, just holding position, trying to wait for the right opportunity, and both team managed to do so, dragging the game so intense from just the first few seconds.
And we might see a Kaiser pick from Setmek. Absolutely, Chris. It's just been completely intense the whole entire time, not knowing who is going to win, who is going to lose. Literally, anything could happen at any second, as we saw the red team completely taking that point back with only 5 seconds left when it looked like they had absolutely no hope, while the Kaiser had Heavenly Body and used Heavenly Body, but it didn't matter.
Not to mention, I think that the what's the name again? The picking from the Kaiser onto Chipmac over here is actually very, very interesting. Not letting Aura actually have the Kaiser pick, as well as Tuhan being able to be that libero once again into this sunset map with that brick pick, which that wall and that ultimate, the groundwork and the work complete is pretty crazy, with the Rapunzel being banned as well.
Wow. Let's keep in mind in this Pirate Ship Sunset that there are 4 trees and other barriers blocking you away from getting completely pushed out the point here. So Kaiser is still a strong pick because there are just so many items on that map for him to heal, for him to gain his Heavenly Body back. as well as the Brick being able to set up a bunch of walls and really be blocked in here on this point. But they're going to get blocked in with a Maddie combatant, Jimaway's Briar.
Not to mention, Cozy Nightmare can actually just turn the tide for this blue team, actually turning the Kaiser into one of their own to actually strike back and, hit their own teammates. But now we see Rapunzel ban, Nui ban, Proc, and as well as Lauren is now eliminated for this tournament grand final match on the third match of this grand final. And I think it's a very interesting setup as well by the Briar, as well as I think Briar being able to turn Brick's own wall against him could be really, really interesting, man.
Yeah, absolutely, completely devastating. But also keep in mind the Briar has to go around with her pinwheel, around the walls of Brick, right? Because without having that Cozy Nightmare into her spin wheel, and getting those invincibility frames, super armor frames, excuse me, would it be enough?
We would just have to wait, because super armor of the Briar does not match the heavenly powered armor state of the Kaiser. Like, once you're out of it, you get punched in the face, bro. There's no way around it. Just directly fist to the face.
Well, I don't wait anymore, Chris. I don't want to wait. This game needs to start right now. Waiting for Kalentu's pick. Kalentu, hurry up and pick, please, because we need to see this game 3. It's 1-1 right now, as you see the Narsha pick and the Zepeta pick coming in, being able to actually punch those Vanguards in the face.
Not to mention, the classic matchup between, the Kaiser and the Zepeta pick, and, they're meeting once again in this grand final, the El Clasico of matchups. But now we're seeing the Jacko pick has been brought up by the Clefenzu. This could be very, very interesting, especially using that Rupture, being able to burst out, Briar inside her Cozy Nightmare. And without further ado, we're going for game 3.
Sudden Extar is pure right here, dude. The Sudden Extar on Jacko, I really, really like it. Clentu said in the chat he's been listening to my commentating and my tips and used that for the Molly gameplay. Let's see what the Sudden Extar, if he was able to show and actually listen and execute what's about to happen as we get into game 3.
And man, this is very interesting between these two teams, actually just duking it out with the bombs flying around, with that Narsha being able to hit Jacko, and as well as Kaiser with the whirlwind over there, and the bomb of justice as well.
Jacko is still looking for an opportunity to land on his surprises, but the mobility from the blue team is just too much. Narsha misses the land. Jacko immediately punishes, but swing miss on the surprises. Getting punished again. Oh my god. Oh, the house has been laid. Punching machine. Hey man, Narsha, you want to fly? Taste this.
Wow, absolutely, we see this coming here. Is the Haymaker come out? No! Set Punk gets immediately executed. Haymaker missed. Tuhan goes ahead and builds a house on him. We already know the Unyielding gets proc, and the blue team goes ahead and takes the point. Jimaway here has that Cozy Nightmare. The Haymaker is sitting steadily on Lisi. The Kaiser comes in, still having the Heavenly Body. The ultimate comes out. The Heavenly Body comes out. The Cozy Nightmare comes out. The Haymaker comes out.
Heavenly Body be countered by that Cozy Nightmare on the last second. Actually, look at that damage into the Kaiser's body, being left out in 2,000 HP left. But now the Cozy Nightmare is being drawn again. And look at that surprise from Jacko, dealing massive amounts of damage.
But the thing is, the blue team is still capturing, going on 3-0. Surprise landing on 2 players now. Super power armor state Thorn Wills jumping in with the bomb in the hand. Still knocking out all 3 players of the red team with only few seconds left and just a little health in the pool. We'll see a miracle. Tuhan getting punished by Zepeta. The only person left, Clemenzu. Will it be enough?
No, it has not been enough for the red team to push through this Briar of Jim away from the Aura team. This is very, very crazy match that we have today. The score is now 2-1, Aura 2 and Red 1.
See, I don't know about the Nui ban. Yes, the Nui is scary, but Jimaway is way more scarier on that Briar. You need to take away Jimero's cheese. Jimaway just been cheesing his way, but he's like, he plays cheese characters that are so cheesy, but he's mechanically sound. So you're gonna see the Nui ult landing. You're gonna see his spin wheel hitting people. You're gonna see him landing a bunch of auto attacks on weird auto attacking characters, and it's just working right now. Unfortunately enough, they just got completely counterpicked. As we saw the previous bans, it was Rapunzel, Proc, Lauren, but I think Tuhan sort of gave up on his Young, even though his Young had so much prowess, sadly underperforming in the previous rounds, but it is still strong, Tuhan. You can easily counter that spin wheel with your roll.
It is true, and the fact that Jacko with the surprises goes on the straight line, feel me? But Norsha, while dominating the air, leaving no space for Jacko to aim at him, and as soon as Jacko tried to use his ultimate ability, he only lands a few times on Briar, and that is just not enough. Zapeta, Briar roaming freely. Jacko needs to be able to take them down, cut off the Norsha wings, and then just grind it HP out.
Yeah, with that Rapunzel ban, their anti-air team for the red team just wasn't there. They need to find another anti-aerial character to go ahead and actually deal with this Narsha. Now, if you see the Narsha is being a problem and the Briar is being a problem, you should just straight up ban it, because that's what you guys been banning in general. Stick to what works. Stick what got you to the previous win. Don't change up your game plan until it stops working.
Not to mention again, Lauren and Briar being banned again, it has not changed. You know, the red team recognizing that leaving the Briar open was such a mistake and costing them the game. That was very, very unwise move by them, and, you know, learning from their mistakes, and, you know, with that, actually banning them onto this the fourth match for this grand finals. You know, the proc pick as well being picked by Chef Mike over here.
Yo, Booty, I love your accent.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it a lot.
His accent. He rolls the R's like he's Latino. I love it. He rolls his R's, baby. Let's go. Hola, mi gente de Latino in the chat, bro. In the chat, Latinos siempre unidos. Yo soy aquí comentando de estos partidos. Ya tú sabes, manitos. Entonces, vamos a ver estos partidos.
We got that multilingual stream going on again for tonight's grand final, but now we're seeing that Wuchi and Rapunzel being picked by Aura. You know, these Aura players are just Aura farming in this grand finals. Is that using Rapunzel, using Wuchi for their high damage output with that Nansei and second grave.
Yeah, Jimaway is on the cheese again. You cannot stop the Cheese Master from cheesing. You could only slow him down, but would the slowdown be enough for Chop Chop to get that W? As you see, we see the proc locked in, as you guys know, the Rapunzel being able to easily counter the proc, right? As we know, Rapunzel does counter proc, being able to stop that vortex, being able to stop him in the air. And what will Clavensu pick now?
Now we're seeing the ban as well, right? Lauren, Briar, Kaiser, and Young. What do you think of 4 of these characters being banned, Chris?
It's solid. They banned Lauren. In the hand of Tuhan, we have witnessed what could go wrong with it. Like, it brought disaster. Kaiser in this mode just gets you off the port, bro. Like, sends you into the atmosphere. And Young is such an oblivion of a character, send you down in the Dragon Descent. However, I haven't seen Alice in the play. With Alice Heart CC in this map, especially when the platform started moving, if you time it right, you just might get everyone.
And we see this here, the anti-air comes out with a Molly. Smart counter pick for the anti-airs to answer that Narsha here, just with the easy jump skill, as we get into game 4. Space map, we're in space.
Oh, this is could be the match point. Hopefully, the red team will bring us some stratosphere events right here. And now we can see right away. Oh my god! Tuhan almost get eliminated by Wuchi, and Tuhan's just start doing his groundwork right here. There's only.
By Narsha!
Holy shoot! Proc right here. Nance landed. Now there's only one person left on the red team. Now Proc landed 2 players, knocking them out of the field. Now Rapunzel doing guard work. Will we see a good counter here? Oh, good counter connected! Groundwork moving, land work. Oh, Vortex being used to do the domination route here. And now second grave should be proc any moment right now. The color has changed from the blue.
Oh, look at that counter from Molly, being able to hit 2 players from the blue team. Second grave not getting its target. Now we're seeing that Wuchi be able to kick so much players, but you know the red team says we're here to play on the space map, baby. Getting that double smash from Clefenzu.
Clefenzu absolutely reacting wonderfully to proc skill right now. Narsha trying to find his way in. Lisi instantly gets booted out. The Vortex come out completely miss anyone, getting completely bursted. Clefenzu over here missing the ultimate. They completely predicted, but the wall saved him. The unyielding comes out. Didn't get the 2 points here. Boom! Hey, bye-bye. Boom!
Getting dunked on again!
Oh, is it another boom? Bye-bye! There we go again. Jimboy playing that cheese. Going absolutely insane, landing more nonsense.
Oh my god, Jimbo is cracked out of his mind, landing Nance after Nance. Look at that, with his ult, being able to snuff off many attacks and also pushing through the process. 3-1 point. Aura on set point on winning this whole tournament. Red team needs to find an answer. This could be it.
This could be it. Oh my god, Aura doing the vortex. Oh, Zepnek with the save.
Zepnek with the save over there, but no, Lichi says we want some more. And finally, the team, red team, actually getting that point, saving their life, getting that little breath that they can from the Prox Vortex over here.
The goal of the red team right now is just to get those 3 points, but the Narsha is being so devastating in the air. The Proc is doing what he can to hold, absolutely waiting for the perfect timing to go ahead and use that Vortex. 2 ults are up, 2 on could build this house right now. Completely devastating lead. Super Cow Jimway has his ult. We know how crazy his Nutse is. Oh, the movement speed comes in, but 2 onside. No way, Jose. And boom, Chakalaka, another counter comes in. Completely devastating the blue team, and it goes in just like that. Right now, the red team has an opportunity to bring this back after such a hard game. The Vortex comes out, the leading is 2v3 again.
Getting 2 players and still managing to bring so much space on this. Look at that bubble shot. Is managing to get players of the blue team, of the red team, but now let blue team finally get the point. Look at that Nance though, hitting so much damage.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we're now going into the last 15 seconds.
Are they going to be able to actually push them off? It looks like they might have a chance here. It's almost there. It's almost captured. Can the Vortex come out?
This is your champion. Aura has taken home the grand prize, winning this grand final of this tournament. And congratulations for everyone that has participated in this tournament tonight. Oh my god.
Oh, Aura has done it. Aura!
Wow.
GG, well played for Aura, bro.
Absolutely amazing. GG, and there is going to be no re because that is the end of the tournament. I honestly thought the red team was going to keep it. You know, they just had to keep it there for the last, 30 seconds. They have the sudden X threat, they have the proc damage reduction, they had the pig grid damage reduction, but it wasn't enough. The momentum, the crazy momentum for all the Lisi ults that he was landing, the crazy dunks Jimway was freaking landing, and the Narsha, it's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's Narsha coming in, even with the brick walls, going around the brick walls, absolutely devastating the red team. Was an amazing finals. You guys played so well, Team Chop Chop, representing those pirates. Arg.
Let's not
Not to
forget
mention,
the
we're
group
actually
G.
going to do some interviews with the tournament winners from Aura here. I'm very, very hyped over here, man.
We're doing interviews.
Yes, we're doing interviews for, the Aura team over here.
Oh wow, Lisi,
Yo, what up,
what was
guys?
your what up? What up? What up? What was your idea on actually switching to this Rapunzel pick here?
Cause I would say like whenever like our opponents like we watch their replays, watch their plays very much before, so we already know that my member OTs his approach probably will get steal away. So yeah, and I just decided to use Rapunzel to counter the approach.
Mm. How are you
Yeah, that makes
feeling
perfect
after
sense.
winning, though, Lychee? How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
I'm live streaming like that right now, and I just fucking shout. I scream so hard at the moment we won. Like, hey, wait, should I open my face cam or something?
You don't need to. We don't really have the face cam right now.
Oh my god, I almost cried out, man.
Congratulations, man, on winning. Chris, maybe you want to throw out some questions as well for our winner here.
What the hell with you and the Kurenai, bro? You brought disaster on the first game.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Like, Kurenai is so underrated. Like, it's the underdog. Like, once Kurenai being brought down, I'm like, okay, maybe you are the main of it. What was your thought in that first round, in that first game?
I didn't expect I could do that play right at the moment. I also getting shocked by myself, and I'm right now. I want to say I'm the C best Kurenai right here.
That's
Oh, yeah.
correct, bro.
Yeah, proved it in this tournament, Lisi. Now, explain to me Jimoe and his cheese. Like, what was the? He doesn't have like a million games on Nui. He doesn't have a million games on Briar. What made him pick those picks in this tournament?
About that is because of me. I'm the leader of them, and we practiced over like almost 2 weeks before the tournament, and we tested out many comms, like over 20 comms, 20 types of the comms, and yeah, we how to say we are kind of our team is kind of flexible. We could use anything. We can use assassin, marksman, and tank or something. Yeah, just to make sure that our players could flex anything to solve the situation, to get some solutions for the problem.
Who would you say is the MVP of Aura for this W?
The W, absolutely Jimoe. I'm getting carried. Not gonna lie, like the first three match before we get into top 16, we had 3 matches over there. When the best of one, and I was like, I'm just getting carried by Jimoe mostly and OT, and I was like, I'm doing nothing right here. And today, even the finals, he just fucking carried me so hard.
Yeah,
That
no,
is true, man.
Jimoe is literally the ace of Aura. But
Yeah.
you guys are nothing to slock at either because this is a team game. And as we know, team matters, right? You guys were in there damaging, making sure that what Jimoe put away was not for nothing. Jimoe landing those insane Nui ults back to back to back, getting that crazy ult charge. Let's not sleep on I'm not how you say I'm not what the nurture name?
Otis?
No, OT.
OT.
OT? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I am OT. Okay, yeah. OT's Narsha is nothing to scoff at. His amazing dives and being able to land so many darn skills, especially having 15,000 games on Narsha around the pig skills, was absolutely well played. Or I have nothing but praise for you guys. Let's pray that 5-Man Labs eventually makes enough money to have a true world tournament.
Yeah.
Man, I wish, man, I wish for that to actually happen. But I think that is every single question that we have been giving to Lychee. Thank you very much for participating, and I know you're pretty much ecstatic on winning this whole thing. I congrats to you, to your team as well. Say, congrats to Gmo and also OT for playing so well into this tournament. And this is what we love from our SEA region, right? Proving everyone that we are here to play Smash Legends.
So yeah, we are here to prove it. Cause also big thanks, big shout out to our organizer and our staff for hosting the tournament, and also thanks to our sponsors like 500 Labs, Wilzo 66, Metal Curb, and Jenny. Big thank you to them, and yeah, thank you for having like letting us to have such a wonderful tournament. Like after 4 years, we took back our place after 4 years. Cause in the past we was do you guys remember the global tourney by 500 Labs?
I remember that, the one in Korea, right?
Yeah, they merged the C and EA together. That's kind of fucked up, and we lost it to some pay to win teams. But I don't know. I feel I'm crying right now. After 4 years, we made it.
Congratulations, man, once again
Congratulations.
for your
Wait, this is
team.
your first tournament win?
Yeah, first tournament win. Like
And the biggest one at that? Congratulations, Lisi. Wow. You have accomplished
Yeah.
what many Smash Legends teams have never accomplished, clans have never accomplished. Because let me tell you something, a Smash Legends tournament, especially as big as this one, doesn't come around too often. Yet you have showed in 2025 you guys are the best team in C, winning this championship. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. Just to here to prove that we are the best and we are not boosted at all. At all time. The whole time we are not boosted.
You guys are just aura farming, aura farming, bro.
Feel the aura, man.
Okay, thank you very much, especially to everyone that has participated into this tournament. I think we're going to close out this stream because it's very late at night, and you guys deserve some rest after playing so much games. That was so very, very entertaining as well for us to watch. Especially thanks to the players, to the participants, to the sponsors. 5 Min Lab, Jenny, MetaCurb, Ferzal, KG666, and our wonderful, wonderful staff that already helped us, especially these part of the crew right now that's with me right now, Chris and also Okumi, accompanying me tonight, casting the best matches that we've seen thus far in the Southeast Asia region. So thank you very much for watching. I can't thank you guys enough again and again. I appreciate everyone, and I think that's all for today. Thank you very much once again. Goodbye.